Rice. Rice, he's got an opening. Rice, he could go all the way. He's got one man to beat.
Chase Becker spins, hangs, complete.
Broughton breaks through. It's a race to the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux. The Sioux strike first.
Used to be
On the road, Conquers back on top as Region 8 champions.
That's Ben Heenick. Heenick with a load of steam, and he pulls over.
One as Blake Burnstrom looks to go. Blake Burnstrom floating in midair for 2.
Backdoor cut. Cheryl Hayes off the glass for 2. There is Nesham. Wow, look at that shot by Addison Nesham. She's putting on a show. You think her heart is pounding? No way. The Lucid Park Buffalo Bombers are headed to the state.
Quarter, 3 seconds, Simiato. No. Put back, no. The Killdeer Cowboys survive.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of GameDay Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by GameDay Media, LLP.
GameDay Media, LLP does not own the rights to the background music of this live stream. All rights belong to the music owners. No copyright infringement intended.
Today's GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, Attorneys at Law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, Mackenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club, NCC, Dakota Country 96.1 FM.
Hello and welcome to Fridley Field, the home of the Wolves. And it's hard to believe, but we have already reached the regular season finale for high school football tonight in AA West Region action. It's the number 3 team in the state, the Devils Lake Firebirds, making the trip out west to take on the Watford City Wolves. All kinds of playoff implications on the line tonight. Devils Lake currently sitting in the number 2 spot in the AA West. They can lock that up with a win tonight. Watford City currently sitting in the number 4 spot in the AA West, and they would like to move up a couple of spots, and they can do that with a win tonight and some help. Let's start off with those playoff scenarios and get them to you as soon as we can. If Watford wins and Jamestown beats St. Mary's, Watford City would be the 2 seed, meaning they would host a game next week. And that would put Devils Lake at number 3 and St. Mary's at number 4. Now, if anything else happens, any other conglomeration of results, it would be Devils Lake at 2, St. Mary's at 3, and Watford City number 4, as St. Mary's does have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Watford City. So there are other games going on in the AA West, but that is the way that we understand the playoff scenarios coming into action here tonight. So Watford City likely to finish in either the 2nd spot or the 4th spot, depending on how the games turn out across the AA West tonight. My name is Titus Stenberg. Hello and welcome in to our booth here this evening at Fridley Field. We are joined tonight once again by Ross Sundin. Ross, we got some congratulations to give out to you, don't we?
Boy, we sure do.
You've had a busy week.
I have had a busy week. I almost doubled the fold. I've proud grandfather to grandbabies this week.
That is wonderful news. Well, thank you for spending some time with us here during this, no doubt, what is one of the another one of the most exciting weeks for you.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. So, and also we've got Matt Gonzalez on the camera tonight. He's done a great job for us for a couple of games this year, and he gets to go again. And we have Randy Peterson with us here tonight in one producer spot, and it sounds like David Peterson is also doing some producing for us from a remote location. So we've got a great team put together here tonight to bring you this broadcast. And we want to let you know we are also on the radio this evening, so you can find us on GameDay Media on YouTube, and we are also this evening on the radio on Dakota Country 96.1. I want to welcome you into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Hagen Equipment is your source for Case IH, Bobcat, and many more lines of equipment in Watford City. I want to thank Clayton and his entire crew for coming on board with us here and sponsoring your pregame show on GameDay Media. Very soon, we're going to be tossing things over to our PA announcer, Greg McNary, as it is senior night here in Watford City. They're going to honor the senior class. Quite a few seniors on this year's roster, but of course, overall, a very young squad this year in Watford City, a team that has alternated wins and losses through much of the season, and they find themselves right here at 4-4, and they're trying to do something that they so far have been able to accomplish at every point this season, and that is respond to a loss with a win. They have not lost consecutive games yet this year. They would really like to keep that streak going here this evening. Ross, what kind of weather is this for the end of October?
This is incredible football weather. I was down on the field earlier tonight, and I've said it earlier in the season, but I mean it tonight. It feels like football.
Yes, it certainly does. We have not had a bad weather game at home here in Watford City all year long. The worst weather we had was last week down in Bismarck, and even that wasn't too bad, especially once the opening kickoff occurred. It was a little bit rainy and a little bit breezy down there in the capital city, but overall we've been blessed with extremely good football weather all season long. And we want to remind you, we've got this game tonight. There's going to be more football on GameDay Media tomorrow, as we're going to have some 9-man playoff football action, as myself and Ross will be over in Alexander for the Alexander Comets home playoff game there against Napoleon Gackle Streeter. And then up in Divide County, Randy will have the Grant County Flasher at Divide County Maroons game up there as well. Hopefully Noah as well will be joining Randy there in Crosby. Going to be some outstanding high school football action as the playoffs are here in 9-man football as of tomorrow. Still got a little ways to go in another week in AA and AAA. Well, we have a second. Well, there is Greg. I hear Greg right now. So we're going to toss things over to our wonderful PA announcer, Greg McNary.
Use that when you're talking.
Okay. I'll try, Randy.
Just like this.
Last time I grabbed that mic. Okay. Hi, Brad Foss. Yep, you need to talk to him? Well, that didn't work so well. Hey, 42, what's your number? What's your number?
22, but on these
A little bit of a false start.
all Coach Billy said that the cost, but we're kicking off at 7, so the clock is
There, as Greg McNary wasn't quite ready to go, but he will be shortly. And we're going to have the playoff, or the senior night activities there. While we wait for Greg to get started with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the polls coming into action here tonight in AA. There's Minot North, still number 1, receiving 12 first place votes. The other undefeated team is from out east in Kindred. They are the number 2 team, receiving 6 first place votes. And then come these Devils Lake Firebirds right there at number 3, followed by Central Cass at number 4, Grand Forks Central at number 5. And of course, Watford City has seen 4 of those 5 teams, or will have seen 4 of those 5 teams after tonight's action in taking on the Devil's Lake. And then also Red River did receive votes. And then, let's go ahead and take a look at the 9-man polls that were released on Wednesday. New Rockford Cheyenne Maddock at 1, Lemoore Litchfield Marion 2, Linton HMB 3, Alexander Comets number 4, and they'll be the 4 seed going into the state playoffs. Hankinson rounding out the top 5 with Divide County, receiving votes. Divide County earning the number 8 seed for this year's playoff tournament. If the seeds hold, Alexander would host another game the following week if they can beat Napoleon Gackle Streeter, and their likely opponent would be those Hankinson Pirates. Would have to make a long drive from the southeast corner of the state all the way up here to the northwest, but neither of those teams wants to get too far ahead of themselves. They've got some business to take care of here this weekend. Teams concluding their warm-ups down on the field. It looks like the seniors are getting in place as we're going to have our senior night announcements here very shortly. And I see them starting to make their way onto the field, and we'll toss it over to Greg McNary when he is ready. If you haven't done so yet, join us on YouTube. You can like and subscribe there and enable notifications. Also follow us on Facebook at GameDay Media. You can find out the player of the game, players of the week, and other things that get posted throughout the week there on Facebook. It's hard to believe, but football season is winding down, and before you know it, basketball season will be here. And of course, there's going to be also some great volleyball action on GameDay Media. Randy and David have been doing a great job bringing high school volleyball to you throughout the season, and their postseason is also right around the corner. Sun beginning to set here at Fridley Field, and while we wait for every senior to get into position, Ross, what are you looking forward to here in tonight's matchup between the Firebirds and the Wolves?
Well, it's really interesting to me, when I look at Devil's Lake played Dickinson recently. It was a tight game, 28-24, I think it was. Devil's Lake came up on top. Of course, as we know, Watford City beat Dickinson in the fourth quarter, last waning seconds of the game. And so I'm really excited to see, who shows up tonight and how we match up. I'm interested in watching Coach Dooley's running attack versus a balanced attack that the Firebirds bring to the table.
Yep, it will be a contrast in styles, that is for sure. Watford City loves to run the football, and Devil's Lake, even more so than any other opponent the Wolves have seen this year, love to put it in the air. Giving you some quick stats here. Well, one thing I want to point out, both teams have a 1,000-yard rusher already on this season. Riley Liedalberger with 1,026 rushing yards so far for the Wolves. And then on the other side for Devil's Lake, they've got Briar Exner with 1,058 yards. And it sounds like we are ready to go for the senior night activities. As they hear.
Well, while he's getting that ready, I'll tell the viewing audience one thing to look for these Firebirds is the tandem between Mason Palmer, who's had an incredible season under center, and Briar Exner. That's a deadly duo out there. Palmer not afraid to take it to the air. He's got a good receiving core. And, of course, Briar Exner, he does get it done on the ground.
Yep, Briar Exner coming in with 166 rushing attempts, 1,058 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Averages 6.16 yards per carry. Mason Palmer also 207 rushing yards so far on this season. And then with Watford City, after Riley Liedalberger, they got Tristan DeBreeze.
Fridley Field.
Good rushing attack.
Tonight's our last scheduled home game of the year, and we'd like to honor our seniors. Our first senior tonight is Mr. Thaden Arnold. Thaden is escorted by his parents, Thad and Luana Arnold, and his sister, Emma. Thaden's plans after high school are to attend Minot State University to play football, participate in track and field, and get a degree in engineering. Thaden's favorite football memory was a bus ride in the locker room after beating Jamestown this year. Ladies and gentlemen, Thaden Arnold. Next is Wyatt Bockelman. Wyatt is escorted by his parents, Stacy and Kaylee Bockelman. Wyatt's plans after high school are undecided. Wyatt's favorite football memory is playing the harmonica on the way back from Fargo with Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, Wyatt Bockelman. Our next senior, Trayson Boss. Trayson is escorted by his parents, Travis and Myra Boss, and his sisters, Taryn, Trista, and Taylor. Trayson's plans after high school are to go to trade school for automotive mechanics. Trayden's favorite football memory is when he started his first varsity game as a freshman. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Trayson Boss. Our next senior is William Langford. Will is escorted by his parents, David Langford and Aaron and Tom Fjelldahl, and siblings Faith, Mara, and Grayson. Will's plans after high school are to go to college. Will's favorite football memory is beating Dickinson this year. Ladies and gentlemen, William Langford. Our next senior tonight is Timothy Randalls. Tim is escorted by his mom, Christina Randalls, Victor Caraballo, and siblings Latrell and Jada. Tim's plans after high school are to go directly into the workforce. Tim's favorite football memory is breaking the school record for rushing yards as a team this season. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Timothy Randalls. Our next senior, Cade Singer. Cade is escorted by mom, Diana Singer, and siblings Maya, Kason, and Kyrick. Cade's plans after high school are undecided. Cade's favorite football memory is going undefeated in his 8th grade football season. Ladies and gentlemen, Cade Singer. Ladies and gentlemen, our next senior, Mr. Jaden Wagner. Jaden is escorted by his parents, Marty and Loretta Wagner. His siblings are Martin, Aubrey, Cameron, and Everly. Jaden's plans after high school are to get a major in physical education and a minor in coaching. Jaden's favorite football memory is when he and his dad do their handshake after every win and touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Jaden Wagner. Last but not least is Mr. Connor Winter. Connor is escorted by his parents, Micah and Amber Cowan. Connor's plans after high school are undecided. Connor's favorite football memory is his pick 6 against Wahpeton. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Connor Winter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these football players who have given us many evenings of enjoyment and a lot of hard work one final hand as we send them out tonight to face Devil's Lake. Great job, seniors.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. Great group of seniors there that has meant a lot for Watford City. And at this time, we are going to take a break. We will send things back to our studios here for a quick break. We'll be back with more of our Hagen Equipment pregame show after this 1-minute timeout.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
NCC Video is everything you love about cable TV in a portable package. Watch shows live or record them wherever you are, whether you're at home or on the go, even out of state. No more fighting over what's on TV, because everyone can watch what they want, when they want, on their own devices, all for the same price or less than you're paying today. We'll even get you set up at home and show you how to use it. NCC Video. Take your TV with you.
And welcome back to Fridley Field. The senior night festivities have concluded. The teams finishing up their warm-ups on each end of the field. It's going to be an exciting one here this evening as we get you ready for Watford City versus the number 3 team in the state, the Devils Lake Firebirds. Welcome back into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. We are sending Ross Sundin down to the sidelines. He's going to try and catch up with second-year Watford City head coach Jim Dooley, one of the most experienced coaches in the state, and he will have some thoughts, no doubt, leading into this matchup against Devils Lake with playoff seeding on the line. And as soon as Jim Dooley gets done with his conversation with head athletic trainer Zach Beebe, he should be ready to go and have a chat with Ross Sundin. Those coaches' comments will be brought to you by Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City. They have been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Watford City Farmers Union Oil, outstanding sponsors of local action. You can visit them there. They got Cenex, they got the Twist 2.0, they got Hardware Hank, all under one roof there on the east side of Old Watford City. We're on the east side of New Watford City, way up here near the high school and the Rough Rider Center at Fridley Field. Coin toss going on right now down at midfield. Drew Floggen will be our white hat this evening. I think I also saw Derek Remick and Zach Beebe, or I should say Josh Nolmeyer. Zach Beebe is our trainer. So Devils Lake wins the toss and will receive, so we will see their high-powered offense to start things here this evening. They will be wearing their road white uniforms with the red trim and red helmets. Watford City in their home maroons with the white helmets. So the seniors getting honored before the opening kickoff here tonight. No doubt a little extra going through their minds as they get ready for this one here tonight. And it looks like Ross is ready down low there with head coach Jim Dooley. So we will send it on down to Ross. Ross, whenever you're ready, take it away with Coach Jim Dooley.
Thank you, Titus. I'm here with Coach Jim Dooley. Coach Dooley, last regular season game for the Wolves tonight. Tough Devils like Firebird coming in off of a win. You're coming in off a loss. Tell us what we can expect.
Well, hey, last week before the real season begins that we get to take part in this year. So it's an important game. I said, there's still some seating available that's out there depending on some things. But the bottom line, it's about competition. We want to compete. It's a good team. I think we need a good showing against a good team heading into next week.
Coach, you're bringing your kids into the playoffs for the first time since you've gotten here. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I mean, we still got to finish the regular season, but I'm sure next week we'll be, really focused and ready.
Good luck to you tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fred Fridley Stadium for tonight's game between the
All
Devils
right,
and
thank you
Firebirds.
very much, Ross, and head coach Jim Dooley. And now let's send things back over to our PA system as we honor the flag and our nation with tonight's national anthem. Outstanding national anthem tonight. We are fired up here at Watford City for a huge matchup between
Activity Center and Watford City Public Schools. This football game will be played under the strictest code of good sportsmanship. Fans, you're asked to support your team and refrain from booing. Participants, you're asked to be positive role models at all times and remember that you represent your school and community by your actions. Help us all to be number one in sportsmanship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineups for tonight's game. Introducing the Devils Lake Firebirds. Head coach is Todd Lambrecht. Assistant coaches are Tyler Marquardt, Brandon Elfman, Alex London, and Bill Burdick. We're doing our offense, right, Scott? Sure.
Yes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for your Watford City Wolves. The starting defense. At a corner tonight, number 4, Connor Winter. At the other corner, number 5, Riley Liedel-Berger. At a safety tonight, number 10, Wyatt Bockelman. At the other safety, number 15, Will Langford. At a linebacker tonight, number 26, Trayson Boss. At defensive tackle, number 28, Jaden Wagner. And a big happy birthday to Jaden Wagner tonight. At linebacker, number 30, Brogan Shannon. At linebacker, number 52, Harper Moberg. At defensive tackle, number 54, Birch Cheddar. At defensive end, number 72, Thaden Arnold. And rounding out the starting lineup tonight for your Watford City Wolves, number 77, Brandon Spacier. Coaches, Jim Dewey. He's assisted by Martin Wagner, Justin Hager, John Holloway, Michael Williams, and Ethan Duper.
All right, those are your starting lineups brought to you by Patriot Fuels, conveniently located on Highway 85 North between Alexander and Watford City for all your fueling needs. And let's quickly transition into our spotlight players. That is brought to you by TNT Measurements. They've been serving and supporting the oil and gas industry for over 25 years, focusing on oil and gas measurement. When you want it measured right, contact TNT Measurements. For Watford City, we're going to put the spotlight on number 10, Wyatt Bockelman, tonight. A senior who has not been able to play as much as he would have liked to this year. He's scheduled to be the starting quarterback this season, but he had an injury in the very first game of the season. He did get back into action last week against St. Mary's. He wants to have a great season finale here, regular season finale tonight at quarterback, and he's also a very key piece of Watford City's defense. And he will get the start in the defensive backfield as well tonight for Devils Lake. We're going to focus on Cade Fee, and he can do a lot of things on both sides of the field, can he, Ross?
Boy, he sure can. He had a monster game against Dickinson High last week, and we'll see what he brings tonight.
We're going to start early tonight. Let's get you started with the Northern States Fishing Tools Kickoff. Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company serving the Williston Basin since 1978. Maxwell Thornaugh kicks it, and we are underway. And there's going to be a big return for Devils Lake as Will Heilman takes it beyond the 30, the 40, the 50. A late flag is thrown at the 48-yard line, so that may affect the field position a little bit, but nonetheless a great start for Devils Lake as their special teams comes to play with that opening kickoff return.
Yeah, Heilman, a 6'1", 160-pound junior, got it on the outside, and it looked for a minute like he might get her done all the way, but Watford City, good pursuit.
And there will be a penalty that's going to take it back, and so first play of the game results in a penalty against Devils Lake.
Very fortunate for Watford City. Took away some good field position for the Firebirds.
So we'll get an early look at this high-powered Devils Lake offense, and led by quarterback Max Palmer. They'll start this drive at their own 38-yard line with 11:51 to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers right, 1 left, shotgun formation. You'll see a lot of different offensive styles here tonight as Palmer puts it in the air on the first play to Exner. He breaks a Connor Winter tackle and gets across the 40 near the 44-yard line before Spacier combines with Jaden Wagner on the stop.
It doesn't take Devils Lake long to go to the bread and butter. They got a Palmer-Exner combination, and it's going to be a good one to watch tonight.
Pickup of 6 on first down. We talked about Exner's running stats during the pregame as this not only high-powered but high-speed offense gets right back to the line of scrimmage. Again, we might struggle to get the RTC Network's instant replay button to hit while Devils Lake is on offense, as they like to go in a hurry. This will be a draw to Exner. Goes up the middle. He's got a first down and more across midfield, inside the 45, and then gang tackled at the 43-yard line.
Exner, such a patient runner there. You could see him just waiting for his lanes to open, and we found his lane. He really got it done.
A pickup of 13, so Exner has hit it, had the ball twice, and he's picked up a first down once through the air, and that time on the ground. Beautiful sunset here tonight at Fridley Field as we come back from that RTC Network's instant replay. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for quarterback Mason Palmer. Quick pass left side. The Wolves were ready for it that time, but Heilman able to break a tackle. A flag comes from the near side, and all of that results in no gain and a penalty. So we've got some things to sort out here. Actually, a loss of a yard before the penalty flag was thrown. It looks like it's going to go against Devils Lake.
Yeah, that's just another one of those plays. A lot of yards were ran, but none in the right direction.
Yes. A 15-yarder against Devils Lake on that play, and the Wolves will accept it. I thought with the loss of a yard, maybe they'd take the down, but they will take the yardage and move Devils Lake back into their own territory. They need the Watford City 33 for a first down. Well, the ball is spotted way back at the Devils Lake 38. Opening possession of the game. No score yet on your NCC scoreboard. My name is Titus Stenberg. Happy to be joined tonight on the mic by Ross Sundin. Palmer takes the snap. Looks left, has some time, steps up, running out of time. A flag thrown again as he is brought down and throws an incomplete pass. A late flag, or a flag near the end of the blocking there in the pocket. And I wonder if some of that extra time that he was getting there was due to an illegal block.
Yeah, I couldn't see if we had a hold or we had a legal block in the back or what was going on exactly, but the white hat will tell us here shortly. It's a hold. And the white hat belongs to Drew Floggen.
Yes, he is a good one. Long-time official already. He's still relatively young, but he's done a lot of games, both basketball and football.
Yeah, he'll tell you it's the years, not the miles.
That's right. So Devils Lake loses another 10 yards. They're back to the 28. I got that as 1st and 40.
Well, we'll find out if Devils Lake's going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, and Exner breaks free from the initial tackle, reverses field, and struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, Watford City's defensive line is really standing tall right now. You know, when I look at the size of the Firebirds, I thought they'd be blowing some holes, but Watford City is playing salty.
Watford City's defense has been fun to watch at times this year. Of course, Harper Moberg, their leading tackler, been part of 58 tackles, 19 solo, 39 assists. Will Langford, one of the seniors, there is second in the team in tackles. And, of course, Thaden Arnold up front there. He's getting ready to play some college football next year at Minot State.
Oh, he's a good one, too, isn't he, Titus?
He sure is. Palmer puts it in the air. He's got a man, and they're going to get it up to midfield as Bockelman makes the stop right at midfield. That's a gain of 22 yards. So Heilman gets the reception there on that one as Palmer rolled to his right and found Heilman for his first catch of the game. That sets up a 3rd and manageable now as they do have it just across midfield. So this is 3rd and 18. Palmer setting up a screen to the left side. It's caught by Exner. He's going to blast through 2 tackles, and he will pick up a first down as he gets it down near the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at that one on the RTC Network's instant replay.
Boy, you sure get to see how dangerous the Firebirds offense can be. We had 1st and 40, and it didn't take them long to move the chains, did it?
No, they get the 3rd down conversion there as they pick up 20. Palmer now 3 for 3 for 48 yards. That is their 2nd first down of this drive. Taking not quite 4 minutes off the clock as of yet as they set up in the shotgun with a 1st and 10 from the Watford City 29-yard line. Palmer hands it off to Exner, goes right up the middle. Spacer contacted him. He's able to fight through the initial tackle and picks up about 4. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay as once again Briar Exner.
You really see the diversity of Brian Exner. I mean, one minute he's out in the flat catching the pass. The next minute he's catching the screen. Now he's right up the middle, dragging tacklers with him. He's the full package.
26 receiving yards, already 17 rushing yards for the outstanding Briar Exner. Palmer. Oh, yeah, I could see that hold from here. This throw is going to go all the way into the end zone. It is incomplete, and it looked like a flag thrown in the backfield. We'll see if we caught that on our RTC Network's instant replay. Like one of the blockers for Devils Lake got a lot of jersey on Brandon Spacer.
Well, there you see, yeah, we got a hold. You see the combination of Mason and Max Palmer, twins out there, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, how cool is that? We get to see Twins play here tonight. That's already the 4th penalty of the drive against Devils Lake, as once again the Wolves do accept that penalty, take the yardage back and go to the 35. It'll be a 2nd and 16.
I'm sure Coach Todd Lembrecht isn't too excited to see these 4 penalties on this drive. They've really been kind of drive killers for him, but they keep bouncing back.
I already have them as 87 yards of offense, but 45 penalty yards. So they've only been able to get the ball to the 35-yard line as of now. Exner with another handoff, starts left, goes up the middle, and he breaks a tackle at 25. He's got a first down into the red zone, down to the 15-yard line. What a run, again, by Briar Exner.
Boy, you know, he's just a shifty runner, taking you back in Watford City history. He kind of reminds me of Corey Samuelson, actually.
Yeah, that's a great comparison there, Ross. Yeah, that's a good one. A blast to the past.
A blast of the past.
Corey Samuelson has some records in the Watford City record book. We saw one Watford City record fall earlier. That was the team rushing yards as Exner takes this one over to the right side. That time the Wolves defense is ready as they stack him up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Brogan Shannon, the first one there to hit Exner for the Wolves. Shannon has had a nice season this year for Watford City as he leads the charge there against Exner. This drive has taken a long time, already down to 6:23 to go in the first quarter.
Well, if you're Coach Dooley, this is where you want your defense to stand tall. They got him down in the red zone.
Bend but don't break. That's the goal at this point in the drive with 2 receivers left, 1 right. Quick pass, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good job there by the defensive line of the Wolves. That stops the clock and brings up a 3rd and 11. That is the first official incomplete pass thrown of the game by Devils Lake.
I believe that was the Thaden Arnold, too, that knocked that down.
I think you're right. That's a big hand that he got up there to knock that pass down and set up 3rd down as Devils Lake prepares for this 11th play of the drive. Already picked up 3 first downs. Now for a 3rd and 11. Palmer back to pass, rolls to his left, throws it into the end zone. It is incomplete. Wow. We have got to take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay on that one.
Boy, that ball really bounced around, didn't it?
It sure did. Intended receiver was Will Heilman. He had a pretty good chance at it. Bockelman there. And Langford almost with an interception. And after all that, it's 4th down. 6 minutes exactly left to go in this first quarter. And what an enormous play this is right here. So much momentum can shift on how this play turns out.
Biggest play of the drive for the Wolves right here.
2 receivers right, 1 left as Palmer takes a snap, rolls to his right to move the pocket. From the 20-yard line, he's going to tuck it and run for it. And let's see where he stepped out of bounds. I don't think he got it.
It looked short.
He was out at the 9-yard line. He needed to get down to the 6. So he does not pick up a first down, and that will be a turnover on downs. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay.
Well, make no mistake, that's just like a coverage sack there. Watford City really doing a nice job in their secondary. And then, of course, when Mason Palmer took off, they really collapsed on him well, preventing a first down.
What an eventful first drive we had there. All kinds of offense. They go over 100 yards of offense, but because of the penalties, Devils Lake does not score, and Watford City takes over on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. It's our first look of the evening at Dooley's offense, and the Wolves will pick up good yardage on the first carry of the game that goes on the dive play right up the middle to senior and birthday boy Jaden Wagoner.
Well, happy birthday to Jacob Wagner, and I'm sure he's asking for the best birthday present he could possibly get, which would be a win tonight.
Absolutely. A gain of 6 on first down. There moves the football up near the 17-yard line. I think we'll give him 7, in fact, on that carry. And we've got whistles. That's the call down on the field with 5:13 left to go in this first quarter. Encroachment against Devils Lake, and now a defensive penalty against the Firebirds, and that gives Watford City their first down of the game.
Well, hopefully Watford City could take advantage of these penalties now in this first quarter, because I think once Devils Lake settles in, we're going to see a different team.
5 penalties for 50 yards already against Devils Lake. They had 113 yards of offense and didn't score. As Bockelman puts it in the air, he's got Connor Winter on a connection there. And even though it's not a lot of yards, it's a good sign for Watford City to have a completed pass, especially this early in the game. If nothing else, give Devils Lake something to think about.
Absolutely. Pass like that, start opening things up for that Dooley run game, could make all the difference in the world tonight.
Moves the ball up to the 26-yard line. And it sets up a 2nd down and 6 for this Wolves offense that loves to run the football. And they're playing ahead of the sticks right now on this drive with that good connection on 1st down. Who's going to take the snap? It will be Riley Liedalberger, the leading runner for the Wolves, and he's got a 1st down over the right side across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Gain of 9. 1st down, Wolves.
That was a big-time run for Riley Liedalberger. You know, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing out of Watford City right now, and they're obviously in a hurry-up offense here, too.
We haven't seen a lot of that this year as the Wolves are in hurry-up. Liedalberger again, he breaks free at the 40, 45 reverses field at the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's tackled. Wow. What a run by Riley Liedalberger.
Phenomenal run. You know, he's got wheels and he got caught. That surprises me.
What a run by Riley Liedalberger to get the Wolves into the red zone. Also good hustle by Devils Lake.
Oh, yeah, no quitting the Firebirds. That was an excellent defensive play in the end, but Riley Liedalberger really taking advantage.
Brings him down at the 6-yard line. So 1st and goal for Watford City, as they have really flipped the field all the way. This drive started at the 9, and now we've got flags flying again. Yes. Let's see who this one is against. The Wolves get ready for a 1st and goal from the 6. Another encroachment against Devils Lake. They must have lined up wrong there and jumped a little early. Half the distance to the goal. So 1st and goal, Watford City, and the ball is at the 3-yard line. No score yet. Watford City knocking on the door, looking for a cornerstone bank touchdown. It'll be Liedalberger taking it over to the right side, a patient run, and he's in there. Touchdown, Watford City.
Those big rams of Watford City up front making a nice hole for Liedalberger, and he took it to the house.
So Liedalberger with the 3-yard plunge after he had a run of 60+ to get the Wolves down there.
Boy, and what a run that was on a broken play of all things.
So Watford City strikes with 3:20 to go in this first quarter. 6-0 Wolves on your NCC scoreboard. That touchdown brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. We give you straight answers and the best possible financial options. Visit cornerstone.bank for more info. There's our first Wolfpack formation of the night as the Wolves line up in a straight line, then go to a more standard formation. Liedalberger looking for a hole on the right side. He will not find it as Devils Lake's defense stands strong to deny the 2-point conversion. But the Wolves strike first with Riley Liedalberger scoring from 3 yards out. It's Watford City 6, Devils Lake nothing. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Welcome back to Fridley Field. A quick strike by the Wolves offense has them up there 6-0. I want to thank one of our live rate sponsors, WCAG Church. Visit them at the website there. One church, multiple locations, as here is the kickoff. And look at Heilman fly again beyond the 30. Another good return for Devils Lake as Heilman brings it up to the 40-yard line. Good starting field position again for Devils Lake.
Yeah, Will Heilman, just an excellent return man for the Firebirds. And you can see just how dangerous he can be if he gets into the open field.
So that drive for the Wolves went 5 plays, 91 yards, 3-yard touchdown run by Riley Liedal-Berger. Put the Wolves ahead 6-0, and that took just 2:31 off the clock. So Devils Lake back to work from their own 41-yard line. Exner nowhere to go that time as he tried the right side. I think he may have lost a yard. Great pursuit by the Wolves defensive line.
Well, you could really see 77 Brandon Spacer for the Wolves taking charge out there on that defensive line. And it's just a swarm right now. You can see everybody's excited to be here from Watford. It looks like they've got the right stuff.
They do give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So he's at the 41-yard line, ball right in between the middle of the hash marks there on Devils Lake's side of the field. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Palmer claps his hands and takes the snap. Good protection this time. Now he rolls to the left, puts it in the air over the left side. He's got a man caught at the 35-yard line of Watford City all the way down to the 20. Big gain there on 2nd and 11.
Yeah, just too much time. And you could see the arm strength of Mason Palmer. He just threw that on a rope.
Kobe Dronen-Levitt with the reception there as you take a look at our RTC Network's instant replay. Good catch and run all the way down to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, Levitt ran a really nice route, got himself open, and did the rest. That's a big play for the Firebirds.
41-yard connection there from Palmer to Exner. They're back into the red zone. They got here last drive, didn't score. Mason Palmer fires it over the middle, knocked away by Will Langford. Good job by the Wolves defense there to knock that one away, force the incompletion.
Will Langford with the long reach, and it's a good thing he did because otherwise we had 6 in favor of the Firebirds.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line as Langford was almost there for an interception. Hard to tell who has the momentum right now. Wolves with the lead, but Devils Lake has moved the football extremely well. They got 153 yards of offense as they re-spot the ball over to the left hash mark. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Wolves up 6-0 as Palmer takes the snap from the shotgun. Steps up, rolls to his left, gets cut off there, reverses field back to his right. He's got a man, Exner, who makes the catch at the 20. Winter slows him down. Exner stays on his feet. Moberg and company bring him down at about the 10-yard line. And boy, the versatility of this Devils Lake offense is something else to watch. Looked like the Wolves might have a sack. Looks like they might have a stop at the line of scrimmage, and it turns into an 8-yard catch and run for Exner.
It's incredible. You know, Will Exner's strength really is, strength really is making that first man miss.
3rd and 2 for Devils Lake. As they run a little bit of a hurry up here, the handoff to Exner, broken tackle at the line of scrimmage. He dives into there, and he is into the end zone for a Firebird touchdown. Briar Exner from 10 yards out.
Well, just like Watford City got it done up front, the Firebirds got it done up front. Briar Exner made a nice run, but make no mistake, those Rams made a big hole.
10-yard touchdown run for Briar Exner. That puts Devils Lake ahead, or rather a tie now at 6-6 as Palmer will try to add on the extra point to give Devils Lake the lead. 1:32 to go in the first. Kick is low, but it is good, and Devils Lake does take the lead with that extra point. 92 seconds to go in this exciting first quarter. Devils Lake up 7-6. We're back with the Devils Lake kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more. Located in Alexander, North Dakota.
Welcome back to Fridley Field as we take one more look at that rushing touchdown by Briar Exner. Good run by the Devils Lake running back. 7-6, Devils Lake, outstanding start to this one. Both teams have had some great highlights as Exner scores that touchdown. That's his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Connor Winter makes the catch at the 11-yard line, coming to the near side across the 25, out near the 30-yard line. A couple of Devils Lake tacklers there making the stop just shy of Watford City's 30-yard line. So Watford City will send their offense back onto the field. 1st and 10 at their own 29, and Ross, both offenses have come to play so far in this one.
Boy, they haven't disappointed, have they? You know, and when you talk about offense, it's all we expected. A lot of groundwork for the Wolves, and, of course, a combination of the ground and air for the Firebirds, and they do both well.
Riley Liedall-Berger got his 14th touchdown of the season on Watford City's first drive. As the Wolves get ready for their second drive, it will be a dive play once again to start the drive, and Brogan Shannon staying on his feet across the 40-yard line, refusing to be tackled. Great run by Brogan Shannon.
Boy, Brogan Shannon, what can you say? He just kept his legs pumping and pumping and pumping, and now he's moving the chains.
That's a pickup of 15 yards for Brogan Shannon. What a way to start a drive for Watford City. 1st and 10 up to the Wolves' 43-yard line as we hit the 1-minute mark remaining in this first quarter. Devils Lake with a 1-point lead as everybody lines up in a straight line behind Thaden Arnold.
Shannon, just a sophomore running back.
Yes, good runners back for the Wolves. And here's Tristan DeVries, a junior. Did not play last week. Gets the first carry of the ball game for him. That's got to feel good for Tristan as he gets it up to the 48, pickup of 5, as Watford City continues to gain positive yards on every play tonight.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Titus, I think tonight is probably the first night that I've seen a healthy Watford City offense.
It's probably the closest to a fully healthy Wolves team that we have seen all year. And yes, good to see both Wyatt Bockelman and Tristan DeVries out there for Watford City. As the Wolves get ready for a 2nd and 5, they do have to snap at a 2-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock as Riley Liedall-Berger takes it over the right side across midfield into Devils Lake territory. First down, Wolves. Gain of 7.
Good hard run by Riley Liedall-Berger. Once again, that offensive line just making holes and Liedall-Berger picking his way through.
Wow, what a first quarter we just had here tonight in Watford City. High-level football on senior night. Thanks for joining us on GameDay Media and Dakota Country 96.1. We're back with the second quarter after this 1-minute timeout.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
but maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand,
but maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank,
but maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Welcome back to Fridley Field. Let's take a look at the schedule coming up here on GameDay Media. We've got 9-man football for you tomorrow. Outstanding lineup. 2 games for you on YouTube as Grant County Flasher visits Divide County. The number 8 seed Napoleon Gackle Streeter takes on the number 4 Alexander Comets in Alexander. So great football tonight and even more football for you tomorrow here on GameDay Media. 1st and 10 for the Wolves as we get ready for the start of the second quarter. This will be Riley Liedall-Berger with the first carry of the second quarter. Not a lot of running room, but he did get it up to the 41. Did the ball come out?
Well, you see a swarming Firebirds defense there. They might be starting to get this figured out a little bit.
So Riley Liedalberger with 3 yards there. He is up to 5 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown already tonight, as he had a long carry of 58 yards. 11:25 left to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 7 for Watford City. Well, at the Devil's Lake 41-yard line. Important game in the Double-A West tonight. So glad you could join us this evening on Game Day Media. It will be DeVries taking the handoff from Liedalberger, and he got just pushed sideways enough that took him a little off course. Luke Wasness able to bring him down, a gain of a yard, but that'll be it for the Wolves.
Well, it's a game of inches, and if DeVries could have just had a step, I think he would have made that corner and we'd had a different outcome.
3rd and 6 as Langford and Bockelman take their place in the huddle. Coming off the field for the Wolves is Sam Inman. Outstanding to see him back on the field as well for Watford City, wearing number 79. 3rd and 6 for Watford City. Bockelman takes the snap. It's bobbled. Liedalberger picks it up, but he has nowhere to go, and he's going to lose a bunch of yards. That'll be a loss of about 8. Unfortunate sequence of events there for the Wolves as they go backwards. And now, Ross, what do you do on 4th and long here?
At that point, I'm punting.
That takes all the way back to the 49-yard line. It is now 4th and 15. The Wolves offense not really built for a 4th and 15. And we'll see if they do play the field position game or if they'll put it in the air with Wyatt Bockelman. They're in a
Well, we've seen these soccer-style punts before, so I don't know if that's what Coach Dooley has in mind for us. But
we've seen the Wolves punt on a lot of different formations. They are going to throw it. Bockelman, incomplete, intended for Singer. He was open. Not sure if he would have had a first down. He would have had to do some maneuvering once the catch was made, but it's all for naught.
You know, those are hard passes to make. It was excellent read. Ball was just thrown a little high, and he couldn't get his hands on it.
Let's thank another one of our live read sponsors, McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum, located on the west side of Watford City. They've done a great job out there. They are open year-round, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., where pioneering spirit runs strong. Devil's Lake takes over at their own 49-yard line. They've had good field position all night, and this is the best starting field position they have had as they try to add to this 7-6 early second quarter lead. It'll be a handoff to Exner over the right side, and he drags a tackler with him for about 5 yards, and he ends up with a gain of around 9 on first down. Exner, another good run.
It's one of the things that worries me about this Firebird offense, if I'm a Watford City fan, and that is they can chew up some ground in short order. And Exner, a key to that, and you're seeing it.
Pickup of 9 there, setting up a 2nd and 1. Exner already with 54 yards on the ground to go along with 34 yards in the passing game. Pass over the middle. It is caught. And out of the 25-yard line, a pickup of 17 as that catch is made by Weston Nelson.
Weston Nelson, a senior, 6'1", 185-pound receiver. Looked nice coming across the middle and didn't take Mason Palmer long to find him.
Palmer now 6 of 9, passing the football for 114 yards. That was the first catch of the game for Weston Nelson. And looks like we are going to have our first timeout of the game. This timeout is brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. With 8:45 left to go in the second quarter, a 7-6 Firebirds lead. We'll be back for more after this 30-second timeout.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Watford City as the sun has set. And we are settling into an outstanding matchup here tonight between the Wolves and the Firebirds. A 1-point lead for Devils Lake as the Wolves tried to slow the momentum of Devils Lake a little bit with that timeout. First timeout of the first half. Palmer takes the snap from the shotgun, pump fakes to the left, now rolls to the right, throws it into the end zone, just overthrowing his intended receiver, Weston Nelson.
It's good defense by Watford City. Even if they complete that pass, I think he runs them out of the end zone.
So the fourth incompletion of the night from Mason Palmer. He's still 6 for 10 for 114 yards as we take a look at that RTC Networks instant replay. Huge thank you to RTC Networks for being a sponsor on Game Day Media and bringing you those replays here tonight. 8:38 to go in the second quarter. Devils Lake with a football and a 7-6 lead. Palmer from the shotgun takes the snap. Straight drop, has time, Spacer making him slide to the right. He will throw to the right. He's got a man, Exner, first down and more. Down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Devils Lake is once again, Palmer finds Exner.
Yeah, if I'm Watford City, I got to find a way to get more pressure on Mason Palmer. He's just picking apart the secondary because he's got a lot of time on his hands, and he sees the field so well. It didn't take him long to find Exner out in the flat.
Fourth catch of the night for Exner. First and goal, Devils Lake from the Watford City 6-yard line. Palmer takes the snap. Handoff to Exner, goes up the middle, gets bounced backwards, stays on his feet, drives to the right, does not quite get in, but he is down to the 1-yard line, a 5-yard run for Exner.
Well, he's tough to bring down, isn't he, Titus?
He really is. This Devils Lake offense is a lot of fun to watch. It's not as fun to play defense against, I'm sure, but it is a joy to spectate as the Wolves defense tries to bend but not break again. They did that on the first drive. Second drive gave up a touchdown. This is third drive of the game for Devils Lake as Palmer directing traffic. And, they have too many men out there, and now a flag is thrown. They must have had 12 men on the field.
Well, it's effective if he can get away with it.
Yeah. They did not that time. And Ross, you were right. You said that Devils Lake would settle in and avoid penalties. They did that for about a quarter and roughly a quarter. And now they have a penalty at an inopportune time that sends them back to the 6-yard line. Their 7th penalty of this first half.
Yeah, I think that's uncharacteristic, too, for these folks. Certainly, they've played a much better disciplined brand of ball. They're 6-2 on the season.
And the number 3 team in the state, they have 220 yards of offense, but they have 58 yards of penalties that have counteracted some of those yards they've gained. Here goes Exner, starting right, then goes up the middle, tries to follow his blockers. He gets most of the penalty yardage back. Hard to spot where they'll put that football. I'm going to give him 4 momentarily. We'll change that after they unpile the pile. Looks like, right about the 2-yard line. Third and goal.
I keep waiting for him to unleash Mason Palmer with a keeper. It seems to me like they're setting something up, but we'll see. If you've got Exner in the background, you might as well handle the ball. You got 2 more times to punch it in, and if anybody can do it, he can.
They've got good options in that backfield, no doubt, and a good offensive line in front of them. They're going to give it to the fullback, and the Wolves were ready, but driving forward and gaining positive yardage is Easton Encinas. His first carry of the night, and he got close but not in. 4th and goal.
Yeah, I saw some of the Firebird players signaling for a touchdown, so you can see it from here. He is just right on the edge, I'm sure.
4th and goal. What will Devils Lake do? They are 0 for 1 on 4th downs, and it is the quarterback sneak. He didn't get it initially, and we'll see.
Well, I don't see a signal yet.
Now I do.
There it is.
Touchdown, Mason Palmer on the 1-yard keeper.
Boy, the way Watford City's defense stood up that offensive line of the Firebirds, I thought they were going to hold them for a minute, but Palmer just kept his legs pumping, and eventually that pile moved forward.
Yep. Give Palmer all the credit on that one.
Absolutely.
As he puts his Firebirds up by 7 now. At 13-6, he is 1 for 1 on extra points. This will be his second attempt of the night. This one to the opposite end zone. Wind not a factor tonight at Fridley Field, as that kick is good. Just barely, but hey, it counts all the same. And with that, Devils Lake, second Cornerstone Bank touchdown of the game, puts them ahead 14-6 with 5:49 left to go in the first half. We're back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Briar Exner to kick it deep. As the Wolves get ready to return, Connor Winter and Riley Liedal-Berger back to receive. That's going to go to Winter's side of the field. He makes the catch near the 10-yard line, angles towards the middle of the field, and he is stood up before he reaches the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Devils Lake special teams.
Highly motivated Firebirds right there. Excellent coverage.
One more live read sponsor. We'd like to thank the Wolfpack Booster Club, getting started this year and doing a great job supporting Watford City athletes and activities. The strength is in the pack. Find them on Facebook, the Wolfpack Booster Club. Important drive here for Watford City as they take over at their own 18-yard line. They're still right in this game. In fact, it's still a one-possession game as they're only down 14-6. And their offense has moved the football, 104 yards of offense, 100 rushing yards, 4 passing yards, as the Wolves get ready for their third offensive possession of this first half. Who's got it on first down? They've started each drive with the dive play, and that time Rogan Shannon takes it for a 1-yard gain. Correction, Liedal-Berger did get the carry on that one.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how Watford City does respond. They certainly have the ability to move the ball, as do the Firebirds. I think from Watford City's standpoint, they have to find an answer for Briar Exner. And on the other side of the ball, I think we need to mix it up. Watford City needs to mix it up a little bit more, incorporate some pass, and kind of loosen up that middle a little bit.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 20-yard line. As Bockelman is going to put it in the air. He's got Winter. Oh, incomplete right at midfield. That one was so close to being an enormous connection.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was, I'm sure Mr. Winter wishes he had that back. That was a nice ball.
So that sets up a 3rd and 8 as Devils Lake does some subbing on the defensive line. Right, they got a lot of size. Some size checks out, but more size checks in from that Devils Lake sideline. Some fresh legs for this 3rd and 8 coming up now for Watford City. Low snap, misdirection, goes to DeVries over the left side. Not quite up to the 25-yard line, gain of 4. And now 4th down and another decision for Watford City.
You can see what happens, though. Even just an incomplete pass softens up that defense a little bit. And Watford City just needs to keep at it, and I think that that's going to work for them.
Really difficult decision right here. It's 4th and 4 from their own 24-yard line, down by 8. You know Coach Dooley would like to leave his offense on the field, but 4 yards is a lot to get with this field position, and I think they're going to take a timeout and think this one over a little bit more. This timeout brought to you by LPL Financial with Shiloh Chavez. Stick around, we'll be back with 4th and 4 for the Wolves after this 30-second timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back to Fridley Field. Watford City taking their second time out of the first half, getting ready for this 4th and 4 with 4:09 left to play in this second quarter. Thaden Arnold ready to snap the football. Oh, and the Wolves jump. False start, not what Coach Dooley had in mind after that timeout. And now I think that makes this decision a little easier, as they're probably going to go into a punt formation now.
Yeah, if you were wondering what they were going to do earlier, I think we know what they're going to do now.
Yeah, 4th and 9. Quite a bit different than a 4th and 4. Especially with this style of offense. Now the ball all the way back at the 19. Wind not a factor tonight, so the Wolves should be able to gain some field position with a good punt. Although, no indication yet. Now Bockelman relaxes to a more centered shotgun formation, and now another flag is thrown. Let's see what this one is about.
Watford City may have picked an inopportune time to pick up a few penalties back-to-back here.
Delay a game. I wasn't watching the play clock on that one, but apparently it had expired. So 2 penalties in a row take what would have been a 4th and 4 now into a 4th and 14. And the punting decision is getting easier and easier, but the execution not so easy, and the Firebirds block it. And that's one of the shortest, or lowest punts, I should say, you'll ever see. The Wolves do get about 16 yards of field position out of it, but it'll be good starting field position for this Devils Lake offense as they start this drive in Watford City territory.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate situation for the Wolves. There's a lot of time on the clock. Devils Lake can score quickly, as we know. So the defense is going to have to stand tall for Watford here. It'd be good to go down 14-8, 6.
So 3:57 to go in this first half. Devils Lake with a football, and Palmer, play action, pass is tipped, it's picked!
Nice.
Interception, no, incomplete. Oh, the signal now is incomplete. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. Oh, I thought Bryson Wolf had the interception for the Wolves. That one was close.
That would have been a big one.
It certainly would have. So that one falls incomplete, sets up a 2nd and 10. Palmer now 7 of 12 passing the football tonight for the Firebirds. One receiver to each side. Oh, early movement. It's going to be false start against Devils Lake. Their 8th penalty of the first half.
Yeah, out on the perimeter, really no excuse for that. But again, jitters, you know, this is a big game. Devils Lake had to travel a long way to get here. They'll settle in. Coach Lambrecht will have a conversation, I'm sure, over the half. Go something like this: quit shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, that's right. Both of these teams preparing for the playoffs next week as Palmer puts it in the air to the right side. There's Cade Fee making the catch good. Open field tackle by Connor Winter, limiting the gain to a pickup of 6.
Yeah, Cade Fee, our player of the game for the Firebirds, mostly because of his defensive performance last week against Dickinson. He had 14 solo tackles. He gets it done on both sides of the ball.
He sure does. He gets it down to the 30-yard line here. Right back to the original line of scrimmage, so a 5-yard pickup after that incomplete pass, and the penalty moved them backwards. It's now 3rd and 10. Ball on the right hash mark as Fee goes in motion left to right. And now so does Heilman as Palmer takes the snap. Delayed handoff. Exeter up the middle. He's got a first down. Sidesteps a tackler at the 20, 15-10, angles to the sideline, touchdown, Briar Exner from 30 yards out. Devils Lake extends their lead.
That touchdown was pretty much all Briar Exner. He did an excellent job in the open field of making people miss, and he took it to the house.
A 30-yard touchdown run. He is now up to 93 rushing yards in this first half, his second rushing touchdown, as Devils Lake now goes up 20-6. Mason Palmer 2 for 2 on extra points. Neither of them have looked very pretty, but they've all gotten the job done. And this one does as well. Devils Lake 21, Watford City 6 on your NCC scoreboard. We'll be back with the Devils Lake kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Briar Exner with the touchdown. Palmer adds the extra point. Exner sets the ball up at the 40-yard line. Approaches and kicks it off. It'll be Wagner taking the kickoff return for the Wolves as a flag comes in. He gets it up beyond the 25-yard line, but we'll have another penalty marker to take a look at.
I couldn't tell if we had a holder or a face mask as he went around the corner there.
And take one more look at that Exner touchdown run. It's a face mask against the receiving team and against the return man. Well, you don't see that penalty called very often against the player who has the football. That'll cost the Wolves some field position. They still have time, 2:48 on the clock, but they've got a long ways to go, and now just one timeout to use.
I wonder if that isn't what freed him around that corner. He must have stiff-armed him right in the face mask and twisted him around a little bit.
So the Wolves, a long ways to go, starting this drive at their own 13-yard line. They pick up about 4 or 5 on that first down dive play, first play of the drive. Once again, that dive that has worked quite well for the Wolves throughout the season. Brogan Shannon picks up 5 there. We want to thank those of you listening on the radio on Dakota Country 96.1, our friends over at Town Square Media, picking up the audio for tonight's ball game once again, as they have for most Watford City home games this year. Thank you, and welcome to all of those of you listening on 96.1 FM and online at DakotaCountry961.com. Passing play here on 2nd and 5. Wolves have a man at Singer at the 40, the 50, the 40, the 30. One man to beat and an ankle tackle at the end of that play.
Boy, was that pretty.
It sure was, and that really flips the field for the Wolves.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
42 yards and touchdown. That's for Watford City.
Down to the 23-yard line. We got that as a 57-yard connection. We'll check our math during halftime there, but that really flips the field. The Wolves' 4th first down in the game, and now they are in business trying to get a second touchdown before halftime. They go right back to the dive play. Shannon, not much running room on that one. Clock will continue to run. 2nd and 10 for the Wolves from their own 22-yard line.
I think a lot of jaws just dropped open here at Fridley Field. It's been a long time since we've had a pass play for that length.
So
from Watford City, anyway.
Yeah, the clock continues to run near a minute. The Wolves have one timeout left. And it will be at a minute now as Bockelman goes from under center, backs up, takes the snap, Misdirection, keeps it this time, and there's our spotlight player getting it down inside the 15, very close to a first down. Didn't quite pick it up on that play, so sets up 3rd and 2. Hurry up offense for the Wolves. 4th play of the drive upcoming. 37 seconds left to go before halftime. It'll be a direct snap to Liedalberger. He's got a first down. Not a lot more than that as he fights his way inside the 10. That will stop the clock momentarily as they reset the chains. A 7-yard run by Riley Liedalberger. 1st and goal for the Wolves as they snap it right away. I think it was Shannon on the carry inside the 5. He is close. Now do the Wolves take a timeout? Not yet.
Oh boy.
They do have 1 remaining, 13 seconds. 12 are going to try to punch it in on this play. Liedalberger, right side. And he is in there. Watford City touchdown. 5 seconds on the clock. And the Wolves score their 2nd touchdown of the first half. Once again, it is Riley Liedalberger.
You know, I had to chuckle a little bit there. I saw Watford signaling for a touchdown. I didn't see anything from the official right away.
And I was watching the clock. That continued to tick down all the way down to 5 seconds. And that's what you got to do against this Devils Lake team. That's about the right amount of time that you want to leave on the clock as they can score in a hurry. Bockelman, quick pass, left side. Incomplete on the 2-point conversion attempt.
Boy, just about threaded that needle. That was a nice throw. Would have been just a tough catch.
So the Wolves go 6 plays. They cover 87 yards on that drive after the penalty backed them up. That connection to Singer really flipped the field, and Riley Liedalberger punching it in for his 2nd touchdown of the game of the first half. Gets the Wolves right back in it, now down 21-12.
Yep, that was a big series for Watford City. They needed that going into halftime with some confidence.
I want to thank WCAG. Visit them at wcag.church. One church in multiple locations. You can visit us in Fairview, Belfield, or Kenmare, along with the Watford City campus, a 9:15 and 11:15 service start here in Watford City, and also a Hispanic service at 1:15 p.m. here in Watford City. Maxwell Thornock with the kickoff. That'll be taken at the 21-yard line by Heilman. He's got a full head of steam, taking it around the 40 as time expires. If he could have gotten out of bounds a second sooner, they might have had a chance to run a play, but as it stands, that will be the final play. And what a great first half we had here in Watford City. These two teams playing some of their best football towards the end of the year. It was certainly entertaining. And after one half of play, it's Devils Lake 21, Watford City 12. Settle in, we'll be back. We'll have your Nodak Insurance halftime show brought to you by Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe. Stick around, we'll be back with halftime after this 3-minute timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
At NCC, Northwest North Dakota is our backyard. The individuals and businesses who rely on NCC's services aren't just our customers. You're our neighbors, our friends, and our families. That's why we're committed to providing the high-quality internet, video, phone, and security systems you need to stay connected with the friendly, local service you deserve. NCC, making connections in Northwest North Dakota.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service. Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota. GameDay Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Welcome back to Fridley Field, and welcome in to your Nodak Insurance Company halftime show, brought to you by Eric Mogan with Nodak Insurance Company. Our mission is to meet the lifetime financial needs of our clients by providing competitive products and outstanding service. Thank you to Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe for sponsoring your halftime show on GameDay Media. A lot to talk about from the first half. Let's get started with the scoring summary. Watford City scored first with a quick 5-play, 91-yard drive as Riley Liedall-Berger scored on a 3-yard touchdown. He had a 58-yard run earlier in that drive. Took 2:31 off the clock. It was 6-0 Watford City with 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Then Devils Lake got on the board with a 5-play, 59-yard drive, scoring on a 10-yard touchdown run by Briar Exner. Palmer added the extra point to make it 7-6 Devils Lake with 1:32 left in the first quarter. That was your score after one quarter of play. Devils Lake scored again early in the second with a 9-play, 51-yard drive, scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run by Mason Palmer. Palmer added the extra point himself to make it 14-6 Firebirds with 5:49 left. And then a quick strike after good field position. They blocked a punt, took over at the 30-yard line. They went 3 plays, 30 yards, scoring on a 30-yard touchdown run by Briar Exner, his second of the first half. Extra point good, made it 21-6 Devils Lake with 2:55 left. And then the Wolves had a 6-play, 87-yard drive right before the end of the half as Riley Liedall-Berger scored his second rushing touchdown of the half. 2-point conversion attempt was no good, but the Wolves scored with 5 seconds left. Right there at the end of the second quarter, getting back to within 9 as the Firebirds received the kickoff and then went right outside. So 21-12, Devils Lake with the 9-point lead as they are down there in the west end zone. They're getting some final words of encouragement and instruction from their coaching staff as we take a look at the team and individual stats from the first half. Lots of offense, 262 yards for the Firebirds, 125 rushing yards, 137 passing yards. The problem for Devils Lake in that first half was the penalties, as they gained 262 yards on offense, but they gave 63 yards back on penalties as they were called for 8 first half penalties. Palmer 8 for 13 for 137 yards through the air. Briar Exner is leading receiver with 4 catches for 52 yards. Kobe Dronen-Levitt had a reception for 41 yards. Will Heilman 1 catch for 22 yards. Weston Nelson 1 catch for 17 yards. Cade Fee 1 catch for 5 yards. On the ground, Briar Exner 11 carries, 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Will Heilman had a rushing attempt for 22 yards. It was Mason Palmer 2 rushes for 8 yards and a touchdown. Easton Encinas 1 rush for 2 yards.
You know, Titus, when you talk about the Firebirds, statistically speaking, you know, they have, of course, good three phases of the game, right? Special teams, offense, defense. You're talking about a team that narrowly lost to Minot North, just by 6 points, when Minot North all season long has been beating their teams by 21 plus per game, and then turns around and has a tough game against Dickinson last week, 28-24. So it really kind of depends which Firebird team shows up. I think the first half we didn't see the real Devils Lake Firebirds. I think they're a little lack of discipline. The second half, I'm sure after Coach Todd Lambert gets done visiting with them, we'll see a different Firebird team on this field.
And then let's flip over and take a look at the Watford City stats in the first half. They had a nice first half, 197 yards of offense, 2 really big plays, one in the passing game, one in the rushing game, as Wyatt Bockelman threw 4 passes, completing 2 of them for 61 yards. 57 of those yards came on one play as he connected with Cade Singer, the senior connection on senior night. Bockelman, a senior, throwing it to fellow senior Cade Singer for 57 yards. That led to that second touchdown of the game. His other pass completion was to Connor Winter, another senior, for 4 yards. On the ground, Riley Liedal-Berger doing what he has done all year as he piled up 83 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half on just 9 carries, averaging 9.2 yards per attempt.
Well, you know, it's nice to see seniors really step up and play on senior night especially, and really happy to see Wyatt Bockelman out there tonight. It's been a long season for him with injury, and came back last week, I believe it was, and had a nice showing. He looks really good tonight, and what a wonderful way to go out as a senior on senior night. But, you know, where Watford City's been deficient this evening, they haven't played well in all 3 phases of the game. We've seen them shine offensively at times. We've seen them really stand tall defensively. Special teams, a block punt, good field position for Devils Lake, and it's a touchdown. And look where we would be without that touchdown right now.
And finishing the rushing stats there, Brogan Shannon, 4 carries for 25 yards. Tristan DeVries, 4 carries for 13 yards, and somewhat limited action as the Wolves are getting him back from injury as well. And you mentioned Wyatt Bockelman. He also rushed the football one time for 8 yards. That was a key play when he ran it. And then also Jaden Wagoner, another senior on senior night for the Wolves, with 1 carry for 7 yards. So it was a team 197 yards, 136 on the ground, 61 through the air. Wolves with 3 penalties for 25 yards. Once again, Devils Lake 8 penalties for 63 yards. One thing that both offenses can be happy about, neither team committed a turnover. I'm sure both defenses would like to change that in the second half, as a takeaway or 2 might be the difference in how this game turns out. You're watching Game Day Media. You're also listening to Dakota Country 96.1 KYYZ 96.1 FM. As you're tuned in to the Nodak Insurance Company halftime show, we'll be back with more after this 2-minute timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help. When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment. Work ready. Field proven.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But like maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But like maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Welcome back to your Nodak Insurance Company halftime show. So much to talk about, not only here at Watford City, but also across the state. And we want to thank our friends at the ND Scorefeed app for providing the ticker there at the bottom of your screen, keeping you up to date on all the football scores from across the state. We're going to highlight just a couple of them. Sticking in Double-A football action, number 2 team in the state, Kindred, trying to stay undefeated through this regular season. They are in a good one with their rival Central Cass. The number 4 team in the state, Vikings, leading that one at the break 20-12. And that is always a fun rivalry, no matter the sport. Kindred versus Central Cass. The number 1 team in the state, Minot North, they're also trying to stay undefeated through the regular season. They're leading on the road at Dickinson, 15-0 late in the second quarter there. Another huge rivalry matchup. You don't get any bigger than Grand Forks Central versus Grand Forks Red River. Central leading this one 20-14 as they near the end of their second quarter as well out at Cushman Field. And one other Double-A East score, it's Wahpeton 18, Fargo South 7 in Wahpeton at halftime. And in Jamestown, it's Bismarck St. Mary's 13, Jamestown 12. The Wolves beat Jamestown on the road and then lost pretty handily to St. Mary's last week on the road. Those two teams, a 1-point game at halftime. In AAA, also some rivalries going on there. 2 top 5 ranked opponents going against each other. In Bismarck, it's Century and Bismarck High, all tied up 7-7, a low-scoring game there as they're already in the fourth quarter. And then in Shanley, at Fargo Shanley High School, it's West Fargo Horace 33, Fargo Shanley 13. The other ranked team in action in AAA is Fargo Davies, leading Fargo North 24-7. West Fargo and West Fargo Cheyenne tied at 7. Legacy with the big lead over Mandan 27-0, and Minot leading Williston 21-0 in Williston. 7 minutes left in the second quarter there. Well, Ross, we got to see a great first half, and we all caught our breath a little bit there during that Nodak Insurance Company halftime show. What do you expect to see in quarters 3 and 4 here tonight?
Well, I don't think we'll see a lot of change in Watford City. Coach Julie's going to stay true to the ground game. He's going to mix it up with a little bit of pass. And as far as the Firebirds are concerned, I think they're going to clean it up quite a lot. And I believe Watford City is going to have its hands full with Breyer, Exner, and Mason Palmer. Those two guys can really put it together, and they can score in a hurry, as we've seen.
We'll take one quick timeout as they get set up for the opening kickoff of the second half. We're back in 30 seconds.
Hey, Dad, will you check the cows?
Use this instead, Grandpa. The cows look fine, Dad.
In my day, we had to sleep in the barn to check the cows.
Combining tradition and technology, respecting the past, while embracing the future. RTC Networks.
Welcome back to Fridley Field as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. This opening kickoff of the half is brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company serving the Williston Basin since 1978. Watford City will receive the opening kickoff of this third quarter, and they have a chance now to double dip as they scored a touchdown with 5 seconds left in the second quarter, and now will get the football to start the third quarter after Breyer Exner kicks off.
Yeah, if they could put a bookend here on the scoring, this would be great for Watford City.
This will be Jonathan Sargent returning this kickoff, and he gets it out beyond the 25, near the 30. Pretty good return there for the Wolves as they'll send their offense out onto the field with a chance to keep the momentum going in the Wolves' favor. Last regular season game of the year for both of these teams. Devils Lake 6-2, Watford City 4-4. Both teams trying to take some positive momentum with them into the playoffs. Both of these teams with a chance at hosting a first-round playoff game next week, as each team would like to pick up a win here in this regular season finale. Wolves do not start with a dive. This time it's going to be Riley leadoff burger. Look at him go across midfield. The 40, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Watford City. 69-yard touchdown run by Riley leadoff burger on the first play of the third quarter.
Wow. That was quite a run for Riley Liedalberger. And it all started with that offensive line.
Wow. Liedalberger with the touchdown run, a 69-yarder. And just like that, it's 21-18. Riley's third rushing touchdown tonight. The Wolves will try to add the 2-point conversion as Bockelman relaxes into the shotgun formation.
You could really see
Pass over the middle, incomplete.
You really see the speed of Riley Liedalberger on that play also, could you not?
Yes. Wow, what a run and what a way to start the second half. Their 7th first down of the game. Let's update Riley's stats after that carry. Goes for 69 yards. I've got Riley now on just 10 carries. He has 152 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ross, that's 15.2 yards per carry.
That's just unbelievable. That is not a stat line you see very often.
No. And he continues to impress. And he is just a junior. The Wolves get him back for next year. And wow, if Devil's Lake wasn't ready coming out of the second half, they should be ready now, as that'll wake you up.
Yeah, it sure will.
Wolves have struggled, though, on their 2-point conversions. They're now 0 for 3. Devil's Lake is 3 for 3 on their kickoff attempts. And here is the kickoff to speedster Colby Dronin-Levitt. And the Wolves do a nice job of chasing him down as he went to the opposite side of the field. These Wolves are fired up.
See, that was Trayson Boss. Yeah, what a great open field tackle by Trayson Boss.
Another senior for these Wolves. They have come to play on senior night.
Yeah, he just fought his way through and made an excellent tackle for the first time. Watford City's actually kept Devil's Lake inside the 30.
It is. They have had good field position all night. This drive will start back at their own 25. Wolves with the momentum. Devil's Lake with the football. And currently clinging to a 3-point lead, 21-18. Handoff to Exner. He is tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Birch Cheddar with the tackle. And a good job by Cheddar to limit Exner to just a 3-yard gain.
Well, you can see how much Watford City respects Will Heilman back there. They started kicking the other direction, and it paid dividends for him there. We'll see how that works for the rest of the game.
2nd and 7 for Devil's Lake. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line. 11 minutes to go in this third quarter. NCC scoreboard shows Devil's Lake 21, Watford City 18. Palmer takes the snap, handoff to Exner right up the middle. Fighting through 2 tackles. Harper Moberg able to tackle him and bring him down before he picks up the yardage necessary for a first down at the 33, maybe 34-yard line. He got close. Gain of 6.
Harper Moberg having a monster game. He's all fired up out there.
He has been fun to watch. Play linebacker here tonight for the Wolves and all season long. Leading tackler for Watford City. And he is another underclassman that these Wolves will get back for next year. He will really be an important piece for the Wolves, not only to end this year, but in the years to come. 3rd and 1 for Devil's Lake. Ball at the 34-yard line. Palmer claps his hands, takes the snap, hand off to Exner. There is Moberg able to make the tackle, but Exner falls forward for the first down as he picks up 2, and the 9th first down of the game for Devil's Lake. 3rd down conversion there for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Moberg, nice play. He's got a nose for the ball. It just Exner had a full head of steam and got what he needed to move the chains.
Needed 1, he got 2. Ball right in between the 2 hash marks at the 36-yard line of the Firebirds. Devil's Lake driving from right to left as we watch it here from the Fridley Field press box. They're moving west to east in this third quarter. 1 receiver right, 2 receivers left as Palmer fakes the handoff, rolls. It's pressured by Arnold, throws it deep over the middle. He's got a man, it's caught. And that'll be a big gain as it's Palmer to Nelson. First down, Devils Lake.
Weston Nelson with a nice catch. I saw when Mason Palmer saw Nelson breaking away, I didn't know if he had the arm strength to get the ball to him, and he did. It was a great, beautiful play for the Firebirds.
52-yard connection, second catch of the night for Weston Nelson, their 10th first down of the ball game, and they are back in the red zone. Riley Liedalberger with 3 Cornerstone Bank touchdowns. Briar Exner with 2 as Palmer flushed, rolls to the right, passes to the right, into the end zone, caught, touchdown, Devils Lake. Max Palmer brings it in.
Mason Palmer to Max Palmer. That's beautiful throw and catch.
The twin connection there.
I wonder how many times they did that in the yard growing up.
A lot. His first catch of the night, and Devils Lake responds not quite as quickly. It took a few more plays than Watford City did to score their touchdown, but Devils Lake does extend the lead once again, and the extra point by Palmer is perfect. He's 4 for 4 on extra point attempts, and he gets his first passing touchdown of the night there to his twin, Max Palmer. And that makes it 28-18 Firebirds with 9:10 left in the third quarter. We're back with the kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
28-18. Devils Lake with the lead on your NCC scoreboard as Briar Exner approaches and kicks with his right foot down to the 10-yard line where Wagner makes the catch, angles towards the middle of the field, crosses the 20 near the 25, almost to the 30-yard line. Looks like they will spot him at the 29-yard line. We have seen 2 drives in this third quarter. Both of them have resulted in touchdowns. And now it's Watford City's turn to get the football back with a 10-point deficit, 9:03 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, those scores had 2 things in common. Each had a big play, big play.
For Watford City, it was just one. It was a 69-yard touchdown run by Riley Liedalberger, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And now Watford City has a 1st and 10 at their own 29 to start this drive. Good crowd on hand here tonight. It's cooling off. It feels like fall after a warm start to this day. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow as Devils Lake makes sure that Watford City doesn't score on the first play of the drive this time. Wolves pick up 3. Brogan Shannon, they have done that almost exclusively tonight. That's starting drives with the dive play.
Yeah, and have they had a play that's not started with the dive?
I don't think they have. And it's gained positive yardage every time. Wolves only have 1 negative play today, and that was on a fumble where they were able to recover it. As this will be the toss inside, Liedalberger again into space. He'll cross midfield. Big carry again for Riley Liedalberger.
Well, that was fun watching that play just develop. And when that hole opened, Liedalberger just exploded through it. And they're moving the chains.
21 yards there for Riley Liedalberger, the 8th first down of the night for the Wolves. I now have Riley for 173 yards, 3 touchdowns on 11 carries. 1st and 10 Wolves. So it'll be DeVries tossing it to Liedalberger. Short gain that time, not quite the same yardage as they got last time, but they will pick up 3 and sets up 2nd and 7. 7:28 to go in the third quarter. Devils Lake 28, Watford City 18. Sam Inman coming off the field. Great to see him getting some snaps out there for the Wolves. A good wrestler, really good football player. Hasn't been able to play much this year due to an injury. He'll be an important piece for the Wolves next year as well. It'll be DeVries keeping it this time over the left side. And Tristan fights forward. I think he's going to be 1 yard short of a first down.
You know, again, another luxury Coach Dooley has. He's been able to rotate his big guys to keep them semi-fresh anyway.
Yes, that has been a strength for the Wolves all year long. The offensive line play. Yeah, he has used a lot of times 8 guys to rotate them in and out. Wolves ahead of the chains on this one. They would love to convert this third down here. 3rd and 1 with the ball at the Devil's Lake 37-yard line. Snap to Bockelman. He keeps it. He's got a first down and more. Lowers his shoulder. He gets into the inside the 30-yard line. He picks up 7 on the keeper, his second rushing attempt of the night. And that's the second first down of the drive, 9th first down of the game for the Wolves, and they're driving once again.
They sure are. But boy, did Will Bockelman run into a wall of Firebirds. Holy smokes. There must have been 6 or 7 guys on top of him, I think, when they finally dug him off that pile.
Great to see him bounce right back up as Trayson Boss comes into the game for this play. Over on the left side, joined by Riley Liedalberger over there. Bockelman and Shannon trade spots. Who's going to take the snap? It will be Shannon this time on the dive play. He gets inside the 25, keeps fighting, and oh no, Harper Moberg looks like he's shaken up. I think he wants to stay out there. We'll see if the coaches let him as Shannon picks up 6 on first down. Boss will come out, Singer comes in.
Boy, it's fun just watching that line and watch them explode off the line. They must have moved the Firebirds back 3 yards before they knew what hit them.
2nd and 4. Watford City playing the number 3 team in the state. Really tough tonight. This will be a direct snap to Liedalberger over the right side, following his blockers, gets inside the 20. He has a first down before Easton Encinas and others bring him down. Gain of 5. Another first down for the Wolves.
Well, I said it earlier this year, and I'll say it again. Watford City's strength, they're gritty.
They certainly are, and now they have gotten into the red zone. 1st and 10 from the Devil's Lake 18-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Still a lot of football to be played here tonight. Snap goes to Liedalberger over the right side. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Fights his way forward to gain a couple. As Cade Fee in there on the stop for Devil's Lake, along with Jackson Strong. 14th carry of the game for Riley Liedalberger. He has gained 184 yards.
Yeah, every time his average keeps dropping, then he hits a big one. And
yeah, his average is all the way down to 13.1 yards per carry after that one. 2nd and 8 from the 16. Bockelman gives it to DeVries. Tristan looking for the corner. A nice stiff arm with the 13. Stays on his feet. 10-5. Touchdown, Watford City. Tristan DeVries from 16 yards out.
What a great individual effort by Tristan DeVries. Just a stiff arm and got the edge, and he is gone. So quick.
Take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. Watford City answers right back. They're back to within 4 at 28-24. That drive took exactly 5 minutes off the clock. Watford City has struggled, though, on 2-point conversions. They'll set this one up on the left hash mark and try to cut this deficit in half. Right now it's Devil's Lake 28, Watford City 24.
Yeah, they could really use an extra point here.
They really could. Ross, do you have a favorite 2-point play here for the Wolves?
One that goes across the end zone.
There you go. And it looks like Watford City is going to take a little extra time. They're going to take an LPL financial timeout and talk this one over before the 2-point conversion. That touchdown brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. Stick around, we'll be back in 30 seconds with the 2-point conversion attempt.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
First timeout taken of the second half with 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Wolves trying to cut this deficit in half after a good drive. Ross, that drive took 9 plays, 71 yards, and 5 minutes off the clock. It was really a thing of beauty, wasn't it?
Yes, it really was. And again, I got to tip my hat to that line. You know, we talk about DeBreeze and his individual effort to get in the end zone, but they sealed the corner for him, and that's what it takes. Their offense is really clicking on all cylinders right now.
Important 2-point conversion attempt. Bockelman fakes the pass, goes in there, and he will not get it. He'll be sent backwards. Cade Fee and about 4 or 5 of his Firebird teammates combine on the stop. Wolves now 0 for 4 on 2-point conversion attempts. Score remains Devils Lake 28, Watford City 24. We'll be back with the Watford City kickoff. I think we're going to keep it right here. The Wolves are going right back onto the field, and Devils Lake is already ready. They have their return men all the way back at their 10-yard line. They're ready to go. Maxwell Thornock will kick it deep for Watford City.
You know, Titus, I'm a little surprised there that the Wolves didn't go to something different. Maybe try something just as simple as flood right. We've got a quick backfield. We've got sure-handed receivers that are maybe rolled out. Will Bockelman, he's got the arm strength, and see what we can find on the outside.
Yeah, Wyatt Bockelman faked a pass and then tried running it, but there was nowhere to go. This kickoff bounces at the 21-yard line from Thornock. It's picked up by Heilman, and look at him go. That was a difficult ball to find. He picked it up in stride and gains 20 yards just like that.
Yeah, that's actually, is it Kobe Dronen-Levitt, number 8?
That's correct. You got it there, Ross. Yeah, the senior.
Yeah, and he made a fine return.
Yes, I was expecting Heilman number 5, but you're right. Dronen-Levitt on that return. Good catch. There, you're going to be a play-by-play man.
No, I just happen to be standing in the right spot.
Sometimes that's all it takes. So Devils Lake starting this drive at their own 40-yard line with 3:54 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Palmer hands it off to Exner, going right up the middle. Big gain on first down into Watford City territory. Langford, along with Liedal-Berger, able to tackle him, but not before he picks up a first down for the Firebirds. Briar Exner with that carry up to 13 yards. And look at him end that run strong on your RTC Network's instant replay.
May have to refer to him as the X Factor. There's just really no answer for Briar Exner right now.
12th first down of the game for Devils Lake. Exner with 116 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, not to mention 52 receiving yards as well. Here he will take the handoff again. Starts right, goes up the middle, meets Thaden Arnold, who slows him down. Some teammates help bring Exner to the turf after another gain of 6. 3:05 to go in the third quarter. Devils Lake 28, Watford City 24.
You know, we talked an awful lot about Watford City's offensive line tonight, but make no mistake, this Firebird offensive line is moving some people around too. They're creating great opportunities for Briar Exner.
They really are, and he's a patient runner. You mentioned his speed, and that combined with the patience that he displays is something that's fun to watch. He's given the Wolves defense fits here tonight. He takes the handoff again from the shotgun. Crosses the 40 as a first down and more inside the 35, down near the 31-yard line. Another pickup of 11 yards for Exner. Tristan DeVries with the tackle after Devils Lake picks up their 13th first down of the game. Ball on the left hash mark as they're now down to the 31 of Watford City.
Well, again, you look at Briar Exner. I mean, he's 6 foot, 205 pounds, and it's just like a steam engine coming down on you.
He is hard to bring down to the turf. 1st and 10 Firebirds as we hit the 2-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. Heilman goes in motion, and Palmer fake to no one. He's going to tuck it and run. He slides down near the 25-yard line. DeVries will get credit with the tackle. It's a 5-yard, maybe a 4-yard gain, and that didn't seem to be what the play was called.
I think it was a broken play, honestly. There was a lot of moving parts, and I just think they got a little discombobulated.
Spotted at the 27, so give Palmer 4 yards on the quarterback scramble.
Do you know how long I've waited to use the word discombobulated on the air?
That's a great one. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Palmer in the shotgun formation. He's worked almost exclusively from there all night long. Hands it off to Exner. Winter able to slow him down. And then Shannon and Moberg drive him to the turf. Good team defense there from the Wolves, limiting Exner to no gain on that carry.
There were a lot of Wolves on on Briar Exner, and they needed every one of them to bring him down.
Yes,
too.
they did. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, 28-24. Devils Lake with the football and a 4-point lead on your NCC scoreboard.
I don't want to jinx anybody here, but it's been a clean third quarter.
It has, yes, you are correct. And we still have not had a turnover yet tonight. Palmer takes the snap, rolls to his left, tries to change direction. There's 2 Wolves there. He will fire it to the left side. It's tipped, and it is incomplete. A lot of action on that play. Let's take a look at your RTC Network's instant replay. Riley Liedal-Berger with the pass breakup on the back end of that play.
Great play by Riley Liedal-Berger to break that pass up.
And good pursuit from Spacier and Arnold to force Palmer. Looked like he wanted to go to his right. He had to come back to his left to make that throw.
There you really see what he's capable of, too. I mean, he's mobile, and he keeps his eyes downfield.
4th down upcoming. 4th down, we'll call it 5 from the Watford City 32-yard line. Palmer takes the snap, fires it over the right. It's incomplete. Moberg gets the pass breakup.
Oh, a late flag.
Oh, boy, if this is against the Wolves.
It could be after maybe it's like a taunting type play. It came in awfully late. I didn't see it as an interference call, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, in that case, would that be a turnover on downs and then the penalty enforced after the play?
That would be my understanding.
Listen in to Drew Floggin as this is a really important call with 16 seconds left in the third quarter. It is pass interference. First down.
He must have had to think about that one because it took him quite a while to bring that flag out.
So that moves the football down to the 14-yard line. Devils Lake will have time for at least one more play.
Well, they have the advantage we don't, and that is he was right behind that play. We don't know if there's a jersey being grabbed, premature contact.
Exner takes the carry, and he will be stopped at about the 10-yard line, so he gains 6, and that will be the end of the third quarter with Exner's 19th carry of the night. Great ball game tonight. We have 1 quarter remaining. It's Devils Lake 28, Watford City 24. We're back with the fourth quarter after this 1-minute timeout.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Welcome back to Fridley Field. Let's thank a couple of our live read sponsors, including the Wolfpack Booster Club. The strength is in the pack. They're doing a great job supporting Watford City athletes and activities. Look them up on Facebook, Wolfpack Booster Club. Also want to thank the McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum, located on the west side of Watford City. The big complex there with all of those flags flying, especially when the wind is blowing like it was here on Monday. Tonight, those flags are hanging pretty limp with no wind tonight. Make sure you check them out there at the museum. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., where pioneering spirit runs strong. 2nd and 6 for Devil's Lake. Ball spotted at the Watford City, we'll call it the 9-yard line. Teams switch ends. Devil's Lake now moving left to right, or east to west. It'll be a handoff to Exner, patiently waiting. Now he switches over to the left side, dives towards the middle of the field, and he gets a first down. Brought down short of the end zone, but another good run by Briar Exner.
Nice tackle by Riley Liedel-Berger to save a touchdown.
That is the 4th first down of the drive. It's now 1st and goal from just outside the 3-yard line. Devils Lake hasn't attempted a 2-point conversion yet, but this is essentially what that distance would be. As Palmer settles under center, he hasn't been there much tonight. Handoff out of the I formation to Exner, trying the left side. He is in there. Touchdown, Devils Lake, as Briar Exner runs it in from 3 yards out for his 3rd rushing touchdown tonight.
Yeah, Briar Exner having a big game. And, you know, he's a load. At 3 yards out, with that offensive line out in front of him, it's pretty hard to stop Briar Exner from scoring from that position in the field.
So that drive started in the 3rd quarter, ends in the 4th quarter, taking some over 4 minutes off the clock. Here's a handoff to Exner. He bounces off one tackle, bounces off another one. He is in there for the 2-point conversion. Another hard run by Briar Exner. This one for 2. As we take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay on the 2-point conversion that gives Devils Lake a 36-24 lead. We're back with the kickoff for Devils Lake after this 30-second timeout.
What's that?
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
10 plays, 60 yards, and a drive that took 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. A 3-yard touchdown run by Briar Exner, and they get the first 2-point conversion attempt of the night for Devils Lake.
Well, that 2-point conversion, that's a perfect example of why they teach you to wrap up on a tackle.
Yep.
He bounced off 3 different Watford City defenders on his way into the end zone for the PAT, and unfortunately, and he is a load. They just couldn't wrap him up.
Jonathan Sargent with the kickoff return. Pretty good again. His 2nd return of the night gets the Wolves back to the 29-yard line with 11:16 left to go. Clock becoming an issue here now as we've entered the 4th quarter. Watford City with the football. They have done a good job on offense tonight. They need to keep that going as they try for the comeback victory. So will be Liedel-Berger taking the direct snap, faking left, going right. I thought he was going to be tripped up at the 30, but he was not. He keeps on going out beyond the 45 to the 46-yard line. Another great start to the drive for the Wolves.
That was a big play. Oh, we got a man down for the Firebirds. It looks like number 7, Easton Encinas.
Yeah. Trying to give you the RTC Network's instant replay on that one. Apologize as that does not seem to be working. It was a 17-yard run to the left there by Riley Liedel-Berger, and that gives Riley 200 yards on the ground tonight. 15 carries, 201 yards, 3 Cornerstone Bank touchdowns. Well, they tend to Encinas. Well, he's back up on his feet now. I think we will keep it right here as the Wolves get ready for a 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Great start to the drive for the Wolves as they now have 12 first downs as a team, 293 rushing yards tonight so far.
Yeah, it looked like Encinas just got the wind knocked out of him there. I'm sure we'll see him back here shortly.
So 1st and 10 for the Wolves. 1 receiver wide to the left. Everybody else in tight. It'll be the dive play. Brogan Shannon across midfield. Tackled at about the 47-yard line by Luke Wasness as the Wolves quickly, in just a matter of 2 plays, get it into Devil's Lake territory.
Yeah, if you're Watford City, you'd like to punch on in as quick as you can and then get a defensive stand and try and bring some balance into the score. It's a 2-possession game for sure.
Brogan Shannon with 7 carries for 42 yards as the Wolves now have 300 rushing yards tonight as a team. 2nd and 3. Liedalberger inside handoff to DeVries, who picks up a 1st down, then gets tackled low by Mason Palmer at the 44-yard line. He needed 3 for a 1st down, and he got exactly 3. 2nd 1st down of the drive, 13th 1st down of the game. 1st and 10 Wolves at the Devil's Lake 44-yard line. Tristan DeVries now with 7 carries and 38 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, DeVries a little frustrated with himself. He saw a lot of real estate out in front of him, but it was just a good open field tackle. There's nothing you can do about that.
1st and 10 Wolves, down by 12. Direct snap to Shannon on the dive. Goes to the 40-yard line as some extra tackling going on at the end of that play, but Shannon gets it up just shy of the 40. Sam Inman coming back on the field for the Wolves after taking 1 play off. Get ready for 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Brogan Shannon really have a nice game tonight for the Wolves.
9:23 and counting left to play in the 4th quarter. Bockelman goes under center, then relaxes. About 4 yards behind the center. He will keep it this time. Looking for a seam on the right side. Dives down to the 36-yard line. Going to be about 2 yards shy of 1st down yardage. Nelson on the stop after Bockelman's 3rd rushing attempt of the night. He's gained 19 yards.
Well, if you're Watford City, you know you're in 4-down territory at any point here, so I'm sure Coach Dooley will take that into consideration with what he's got dialed up on 3rd and 2.
Absolutely. 3rd and 2, Bockelman, spinner, hands off to DeVries. I think Tristan got the line to gain with his 2nd and 3rd effort. We'll see where they spot it after we take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. And, oh, we hate to see this. I'm afraid that is Tristan slow in getting up. We weren't sure that he was going to be able to play tonight due to an injury concern. He missed the St. Mary's game. And now Zach Beebe and Coach Dooley will attend to Tristan DeVries, the talented junior for Watford City. We've got 8:36 left to go in the 4th quarter. It's Devils Lake 36, Watford City 24. And we will take an LPL financial timeout here, brought to you by Shiloh Chavez. We'll be back to Fridley Field after this 30-second timeout.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Nagging things anyway.
1st and 10 for the Wolves as they line up with the ball at the Devils Lake 33-yard line. Liedl-Berger with the carry on first down. Gets it inside the 30, down near the 29, a pickup of 4. Wolves driving, but Ross, that clock continues to tick down near 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's, earlier I said they need to score. Not like there's a sense of urgency, but when you have Watford City's offense, it kind of is a sense of urgency because it's methodical and it chews up a lot of clock, and they need 2 scores.
Alex Christensen into the lineup for the 2nd and 6 play. It's the dive play to Shannon, and he breaks free at the 25, tackled from behind at the 21-yard line. First down, Wolves, as Shannon picks up 8.
I've really been impressed with Brogan Shannon tonight. He's running hard. He's making good gains.
3rd first down of the drive, 14th first down of the game for Watford City. They've got it just outside the red zone at the Devil's Lake 21-yard line. And again, it will be Shannon on the dive play. Ball comes out. I think it was whistled dead. It looked like the far official was spotting the football. And it will be a gain of 2, setting up a 2nd and 8. Matt Gonzalez on the camera tonight doing an outstanding job. This is, it's one of the toughest offenses to be a cameraman with for sure, and he has done an outstanding job following the action tonight. So it'll be Liedl-Berger over to the right side. Not a lot of breathing room there, but he continues to fight forward. He gets it all the way down to the 15. Nice run there by Riley. Another 3rd and short for this Watford City offense.
3rd and short, and that offensive line again for Watford just making holes for Riley Liedl-Berger, grinding it out. That rotation Jim Dooley has is really working well for the Wolves tonight.
3rd and a long 3 with the ball spotted just inside the 15-yard line. I believe this is the 11th play of the drive. Bockelman takes the snap. Setting up a screen pass, it's tipped and deflected, and it falls incomplete. The defensive line for the Firebirds came through, and they knock that pass away, incomplete. And now it's 4th down for Watford City. Bockelman now 2 for 5 passing the football. He does have 61 passing yards, but that one falls incomplete, and now a 4th and 4 upcoming for Watford City.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by the play call in that situation, the way we've been grinding it out, for the way the Wolves have been grinding it out.
Looks like we're going to have another timeout. Wolves are going to think this one over. Another timeout brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. We'll be back with 4th down for Watford City in 30 seconds.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Titus Stenberg alongside Ross Sundin here tonight. So joined in the booth by Randy Peterson, your producer, and Matt Gonzalez, your cameraman. My first game of 2, and Ross, I think you're going to be with me as well tomorrow. A 9-man football game over in Alexander as the playoffs get started. There, Randy Peterson will also have a game up in Crosby. 4th down for the Wolves. Quick pass left side. It's the hook and ladder. And the Wolves will have a first down. Not quite a touchdown, but what a play there. And Ross, how's that for a 4th down conversion?
That was a gutsy call, and boy, it sure worked out well for Watford City. That was fun to watch.
So Winter gets the reception. And then Riley Liedl-Berger gets receiving yards without a reception. Second time we've seen the Wolves go to the hook and ladder this year. And I'm still learning how to stat that one. But it'll work. First down Wolves. Quarterback sneak on 1st and goal. They will be stopped short
Well, I was just about to say that offensive series probably is what was going to make or break this game. Watford City needs to score here, and then, of course, their defense is going to have to make a stand. But what a fun play to watch. It was a gutsy call by Coach Dooley and paid dividends.
2nd and goal from the 3. Down to 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. That 2nd down carry goes backwards for the Wolves. Good penetration by the Devils Lake defensive line. Brings up 3rd and goal for the Wolves. Back to the 4. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
Boy, Devils Lake has just really been salty down in the red zone defensively. They got a front line that's really been holding their own against this Watford City offense.
Wolves would love to punch into the end zone here. They do have another play if they need it. As Liedalberger tries the right side. Yeah, they are going to need it. He got close, maybe half the yardage necessary, but did not break the plane of the end zone. Now it's 4th and goal. 4th and goal from just inside the 2-yard line. Inman in for the Wolves. Ball right in between the middle of the hash marks. Lined up with the L in Wolves in the end zone. Enormous play here as we hit the 4-minute mark remaining in the 4th quarter. 4th and goal. Spinner, handoff, Colton Lewis into the end zone. Touchdown, Watford City.
Beautiful.
3:52 left to go in this 4th quarter, and Colton Lewis gets into the end zone to cap off that long drive for the Wolves. 36-30.
Colton Lewis getting it done, but make no mistake, that's Jim Dooley with a bag of tricks.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time we've seen that down there on the goal line.
First carry of the night for Colton Lewis, and it ends up in the end zone. How about that? 336 rushing yards now for the Wolves as Maxwell Thornock is in to attempt this extra point. Wolves have not converted on their 2-point conversions, and now we're going to have the clock stopped. I don't see a flag. Now I do see a flag. Oh, I wonder if the Wolves had 12 men out there.
One too many, it looks like. Yeah, Colton Lewis, just a 5'9" sophomore.
And he gets the touchdown there, but the Wolves hurting themselves with too many men on the field for the extra point attempt. That will back them up and make this extra point 5 yards more difficult for Maxwell Thornock.
I think all of Watford City waiting to see if we have a kicker.
Here's the snap, the spot, and it is no good. So the score remains 36-30 Firebirds, 3:52 left to go in regulation. Stick around, we've got a great finish for you coming up from Fridley Field. We're back in 30 seconds.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
Welcome back to Fridley Field, 36-30. Watford City will kick it off, and they're going to try an onside kick. Oh, it takes a funny bounce. Watford City recovers. Connor Winter with the recovery. Watford City's offense right back out of the field.
What a beautiful onside kick. Holy smokes.
Unbelievable.
It went 10 yards, and it hit him in the chest and bounced off like a missile.
A Devils Lake player bounces back to the 49-yard line. Connor Winter cut her on the spot there to recover that fumble. 1st and 10 Watford City. And how about this? They just had a 16-play drive that ended in a touchdown, and they send their offense right back out onto the field.
I think that's about the hardest kick I've ever seen in an onside kick. And it worked. It was difficult to handle in Watford's ball.
It's always easier to recover a fumble after it hits somebody else than trying to pick it up on your own. And we're going to have the whistles blowing before the ball is snapped, and Watford City takes that timeout. We're going to keep it right here. This timeout brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. Well, I wonder if Watford City almost maybe didn't expect to recover the onside kick. They must not have been quite ready for that first offensive play after the excitement of recovering the onside kick and getting themselves an extra possession.
You could just feel the air leave the stadium. I think everybody was so surprised. Coach Dooley recognized that things looked a little out of sorts, so he called a timeout, probably wisely so.
So Watford City all out of timeouts. Devils Lake has all 3 of their timeouts left. And with 3:51 to go in the fourth quarter, this Watford City offense goes back onto the field.
Oh, look here, we've got Tristan DeVries back in the game now, too.
Oh, that's great to see for the Wolves. Colton Lewis, who just scored the touchdown on the last drive, comes out for this 1st and 10 play as Watford City takes over at their own 49-yard line. First downs are even at 16 for each team. Mockelman goes under center, then relaxes back 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This will be the inside toss to Liedal Berger, who gets a yard or 2 before he's brought down by Cade Fee right on top of that Wolves logo at midfield.
You know, I have a lot of fun watching Brandon Spacer block out there. He is just looking to hit somebody on every corner. Does such a nice job running the field.
Gain of a yard there for the Wolves. Liedal Berger up to 211 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns. The clock runs. 3 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in regulation. 2 playoff teams from the Double-A West. Here goes DeVries, 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown, Watford City. Tristan DeVries from 50 yards out, and we're all tied up, 36-36, 3:07 to go.
My, oh my. Yeah, the only bad part is maybe Watford left too much on the clock now. But DeVries, you couldn't tell he was hurt a couple plays ago.
Yeah.
He really cooked on the afterburners there.
3:07 to go in regulation. A 2-play drive for the Wolves, and now can they convert on a point after touchdown? The score is tied right now, 36-36. The Wolves will try another extra point kick from Maxwell Thornock.
I think Thornock would have got his last one if it had been for that penalty.
High snap, and Devils Lake was ready for this one. And that will be another unsuccessful point after touchdown for Watford City. All tied up on your NCC scoreboard, 36-36. Watford City now with 387 rushing yards. We saw them set a team record just a few games ago. They're actually knocking on the door, possibly doing that again.
Incredible. Going back to the PAT, no fault on Thornock. There's so many moving parts to those situations. You have to have a good snap, you have to have a good hold, and you have to have a good kick. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to put all 3 phases of that PAT together. So Watford City going to have to stand tall now and try and stop this potent Devils Lake offense from scoring.
Yeah, what a football game we've been treated to. I was going to say fourth quarter, but it goes the entire way. This one just has been so much fun to watch and call from the very get-go. We've still got 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in regulation. Who knows? We might have an overtime game the way that this game is playing out.
Absolutely incredible. Watford City has to be proud of their boys out there, that's for certain. And Devils Lake as well. I mean, this is just a great, hard-fought game.
Thornock will not try an onside kick this time, but it is a pretty short kick. That'll be caught by Finley Worth at around the 31-yard line. And now, if you're a Devils Lake fan, finally the offense comes out of the field. The last time Devils Lake was on the field was with 11:24 left in the fourth quarter. So now they come out there with 3:05 to go. A 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Devils Lake has all 3 timeouts to work with. What a fun game we have had here tonight. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Fee goes in motion back to the right side of Palmer from the shotgun. Handoff to Exeter right up the middle. A big gain on first down as he is brought down to the turf by Moberg from behind and Bockelman at the 40-yard line, again at 8 for Exner.
You know, in addition to being an excellent runner, Briar Exner has excellent at taking care of the ball.
He certainly is. 2nd and 2 for the Firebirds. Shotgun formation. Another handoff to Exner. He goes right up the middle again. He's got a first down and more into Watford City territory as he's tackled across midfield. Moberg another tackle, but not before Exner picks up 12 and a first down.
Yeah, you know, I think Watford City really needs to focus on getting a stop and putting Devils Lake in a position where they need to pass the ball if they want to try and create a turnover. Exner is so sure-handed. I don't see him fumbling.
1st and 10 from the Wolves' 48-yard line. Spacier had some good initial contact. Exner able to spin away from him, but Spacier slowed him down so much that Exner was only able to get maybe a yard after contact there. That sets up 2nd and 9, and now Coach Lambrecht and his staff going to work through the 2nd and 9 decision as we hit the 2-minute mark remaining in the 4th quarter.
That was a big play made by Brandon Spacier for the Wolves right there. That's what they need to do.
2nd and 9. All tied up 36-36, 1:46 to play in the 4th quarter. Palmer fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, puts it up into the air. It's caught. First down. Heilman out of bounds at the 25-yard line. First down, Devils Lake.
Yeah, nice connection between Mason Palmer and Will Heilman for certain. Unfortunately, again, just too much time for Mason Palmer. He's had all day, frankly, and Will Heilman found the soft spot in that zone.
They mark him out at the 27-yard line. 2nd first down of the drive, 18th first down of the game. 1st and 10 Devils Lake from the 27-yard line. 1:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Devils Lake still with all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Handoff to Exner. Tries the left side of the line as a flag comes flying in. Near the end of that play, it was a gain of 2. But let's see what this penalty is all about. Clock stops with 1:29 left in regulation. Conversation continues amongst the officials.
Looks like it's going against Watford City.
Face mask. Big penalty there, the 6th of the night against the Wolves. And that will be 3rd first down of the drive, 19th first down of the game for Devils Lake. Goes half the distance to the goal, all the way down to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 Firebirds. They can get a first down without a touchdown now with 1:29 left to go. And they wind the clock on the spot. Palmer hands it off to Exner. Starts left, goes up the middle, and he will go all the way into the end zone for a Devils Lake touchdown. Briar Exner from 14 yards out. He has run in his 4th rushing touchdown tonight.
Well, now we'll find out if they let him score, if Devils Lake scored too quickly.
That's right.
Or if it'll work in their favor.
So Devils Lake takes the lead right back on a drive that took just under 2 minutes. The Wolves will have to drive without a timeout as Palmer adds the extra point. And he is perfect from there so far this evening. Devils Lake 43, Watford City 36. Stick around, we'll be back with the Devils Lake kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
1:18 left as we welcome you back to Fridley Field. You're watching Game Day Media on YouTube. You're also listening to us on Dakota Country 96.1 KYYZ, 96.1 FM, and online at dakotacountry961.com. Here's the kickoff from Exner. Sargent bobbles the kickoff. It rolls forward. He picks it up and will be slowed down. Trying to make something out of nothing, ends up going backwards. And Devils Lake will bring him to the turf with 68 seconds left. Watford City does not have a timeout. They trail 43-36, and they are going to have to try and travel 77 yards to try and tie this one up once again. 78 yards. They're going to spot at the 22-yard line.
Well, we've seen the arm strength of Will Bockelman, so I'm certainly they've got something dialed up that'll help him advance the ball. He can certainly throw it.
Wyatt Bockelman, yep, he back in there at quarterback, but once again, they're going to start on the ground, and this probably took more time off the clock than Coach Dooley was hoping. They gained 4 yards, and now an injury will stop the clock with 54 seconds left. So a 4-yard gain, clock down to 54 seconds left. And while they tend to the injured player, we will step aside with another LPL financial timeout brought to you by Shiloh Chavez.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand,
But maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank,
But maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back to Watford City. Brogan Shannon, the injured Wolf on that play, being helped off the field with 54 seconds left. Wolves do not have a timeout. They did a great job to force this one back into a tie. Devils Lake just scored on their last drive to go up by 7, and now they wind the clock on the ready for play. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Bockelman from the shotgun takes the snap, steps up, fires it deep down the right side. Winter comes back for it. He makes the catch. No, he doesn't. Devils Lake is signaling incomplete, and the officials agree. I think Connor Winter was hoping for a flag, but it is not thrown, and that'll be an incomplete pass that stops the clock with 43 seconds left. 43-36, Devils Lake with the lead. The number 3 team in the state, the Firebirds. They've been in a lot of close games this year. They had a really close game with Minot North that they ended up on the short side of. They had a really close game last week against Dickinson, and on the back end of that play, there was a flag back in the offensive backfield. So this field position getting worse for the Wolves as penalties have now almost evened up. 7 against the Wolves, been 8 against Devils Lake. So second down and long for the Wolves. They set up the screen. Wagner hit immediately after he made the catch. The ball comes out. I think the Wolves got back on it, but they gain nothing and actually lose some yardage on that play.
Yeah, the Firebirds defense really standing tall here. This isn't a good spot for Watford City.
3rd and 19. Bockelman throws to the right. I think that one is trapped, incomplete. And now the Wolves are down to 14 seconds and a 4th and 19. We've seen some big plays from the Wolves, and they certainly need one here with the ball spotted back at their own 13-yard line. They need the 32 to keep their slim hopes alive. So Coach Dooley trying to find the perfect play in his playbook for this one as the game clock is down to 14, the play clock down to 5. Wolves have to hurry. Devil's Lake not going to take a timeout as Bockelman has his pass deflected. It's knocked away, and that one will fall incomplete, and that will likely do it. 10 seconds left to go in the ball game, and Devils Lake will take over on downs. And they will take over at the 13-yard line. And I think we're just going to see one kneel down, and that'll be it. Both teams played extremely hard tonight, and it looks like Devils Lake is going to escape with a 7-point road victory after that kneel down by Mason Palmer. Great game tonight. Senior night for the Wolves is going to end up ultimately in disappointment, but nothing to hang their heads about as they gave the number 3 team in the state everything they could handle tonight. Final score this evening on your NCC scoreboard: Devils Lake 43, Watford City 36. As the teams will shake hands at midfield. Stick around. We're going to have your Johnson and Sundin post-game show coming up after our break. We're sending Ross down onto the field. He will catch up with our First International Bank and Trust player of the game. And he'll also visit with 1 or 2 head coaches. We'll see who he's able to connect with down on the field. Great game this evening. Thanks for joining us here on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1. Final score this evening: Devils Lake 43, Watford City 36. We'll take a
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota. Game Day Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through Game Day Media. Together, we make a winning team.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351. When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
Well, welcome back to Watford City. Welcome into your Johnson and Sundin Law Office post-game show, providing quality legal expertise with common sense and small-town service. The victorious Devils Lake huddle there after they get the win 43-36 in dramatic fashion tonight. So it was 21-12 Devils Lake after 2 quarters of play. Let's do a recap of the second half scoring. Watford City got it started on the first play of the half. A one-play 69-yard drive and a 69-yard touchdown run by Riley Liedalberger. 2-point conversion attempt failed. It was 21-18 Devils Lake with 11:41 left in the third quarter. Devils Lake added to the 3-point lead with a 5-play 75-yard drive in 2 minutes and 24 seconds, scoring on a touchdown connection between the twins from Mason Palmer to Max Palmer. 14-yard touchdown, extra point good, made it 28-18 Devils Lake with 9:10 left in the third. Watford City responded right back with a 9-play, 71-yard drive in 5 minutes, scoring on a 16-yard touchdown run by Tristan DeVries. 2-point conversion attempt failed, 28-24 Devils Lake with 4:03 left. That was the score after 3 quarters of play. The fourth quarter had a combined 4 touchdowns. Devils Lake scored first with a 3-yard touchdown run by Briar Exner, capping off a 10-play, 60-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. They converted on their first and only 2-point conversion attempt of the night after that score. That made it 36-24 Devils Lake with 11:24 left in the game. Then Watford City put together an outstanding drive, 16 plays, 71 yards in 7 minutes and 24 seconds, scoring on a 2-yard touchdown run by Colton Lewis, his only rushing attempt of the game, and it ended in the end zone. Extra point attempt was no good, made it 36-30. Devils Lake with 3:52 left. Then Watford City recovered an onside kick and scored on a 2-play, 51-yard drive in 44 seconds as Tristan DeVries ran in his second rushing touchdown of the second half. This one from 50 yards away. Tried another extra point and again missed it. So that left the score tied at 36-36 with 3:07 left. And Devils Lake got the kickoff, and they would score the game-winning touchdown after a 5-play, 68-yard drive that took 1 minute and 47 seconds off the clock. A 14-yard run by Briar Exner, his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. Mason Palmer added another extra point as he was perfect, 5 for 5 on those extra point attempts tonight. And that gave us our final margin of 43-36 Devils Lake with 1:18 left. So scoring by quarter, it was 7-6 Devils Lake after 1 quarter, 21-12 at halftime, 28-24 after the third quarter, and the final score ends up being 43-36 after the Wolves had tied it up at 36 apiece. Our first International Bank and Trust player of the game will be Briar Exner. First International Bank and Trust is a full-service, family-owned, independent community bank built on the bond between our employees and customers. I'm going to run through his stats first, and then as time allows, we'll go through everybody else's individual stats as well. Exner ends the game with 25 carries, 183 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. He also contributed in the passing game with 4 receptions for 52 yards. Other stats for Devils Lake tonight. Mason Palmer, 11 for 18 for 224 passing yards and a touchdown. Exner had the most receptions with those 4 catches for 52 yards. The leading receiver by yardage was Weston Nelson with 2 catches for 69 yards. Will Heilman had 2 catches for 43 yards. Kobe Dronen-Levitt had a catch for 41 yards. Max Palmer had 1 reception for 14 yards and a touchdown. And Cade Fee had 1 catch for 5 yards. On the ground, we mentioned Exner's totals, 25 for 183 and 4 touchdowns. Mason Palmer added 3 carries for 12 yards and 1 touchdown. Easton Encinas had 1 carry for 2 yards. As a team, 29 carries for 197 yards to go along with their 224 passing yards, adding up to 421 yards of total offense. And Ross was right. He said that Devils Lake's penalties in the first half wouldn't be an issue in the second half, and he was exactly correct. I had them for 0 penalties after halftime, after in the first half they had 8 penalties for 63 yards. No turnovers for Devils Lake and no takeaways for Devils Lake. On the other side, Watford City had a great offensive game as well, totaling up 456 yards of offense, 391 rushing yards, 65 passing yards. Wyatt Bockelman ends the game completing 4 of his 10 pass attempts for 65 yards. Cade Singer had 1 catch for 57 yards. Connor Winter, 2 catches for 8 yards. and Riley Liedall-Berger with 5 receiving yards. On the ground, Riley Liedall-Berger, another really impressive stat line, 20 carries, 211 rushing yards, 3 Cornerstone Bank touchdowns. And it was Tristan DeVries with 9 carries for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game tire from 50 yards out. Both of those guys averaging over 10 yards per carry tonight for the Wolves. Brogan Shannon carried the football 11 times for 60 yards. Wyatt Bockelman, 4 carries for 20 yards. Jaden Wagner, 1 carry for 7 yards. Colton Lewis, 1 carry for 2 yards and a touchdown. So 6 rushing touchdowns tonight for the Wolves as they total up 391 rushing yards on 46 attempts. It's 8.5 yards per carry as a team for the Wolves. Penalties did hurt Watford City in the second half as they end up giving away 63 yards in field position due to their 7 penalties. Wolves did not have a turnover, and they also did not have a takeaway, a clean game in the turnover department from both offenses here this evening. With the win, Devils Lake improves to 7-2 overall. They clinched the number 2 seed out of the Double-A West heading into the playoffs next week. With the loss, Watford City drops to 4-5 overall, and they will be the number 4 seed from the Double-A West this year. It looks like they will be headed out to Kindred to take on the Vikings in a tough first-round matchup there, as I believe Kindred has finished off a perfect regular season, as it looks like they got the win over Central Cass tonight in the renewal of that outstanding rivalry between the Vikings and the Squirrels. Long post-game discussion going on down there in the Devils Lake end zone. Ross Sundin is waiting patiently to visit with the Victoria's head coach Todd Lambrecht and the First International Bank and Trust player of the game, Briar Exner. I think we're going to keep it right here as it looks like they might be done. We want to remind you tomorrow we're going to have 2 9-man playoff football games for you on Game Day Media. Me and Ross will be over in Alexander for Napoleon Gackle Streeter versus the number 4 seed Alexander Comets. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll hit the air at 2:30 with your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Randy will be up in Crosby, hopefully with Noah at his side there for the call of that one, as Grant County Flasher will make the trip up to Crosby as Divide County earned the number 8 seed in this year's state 9-man playoff tournament. Stick around and check us out on Facebook for some updates as to what will be going on next week in our coverage as we continue to bring you more great action from Northwest North Dakota and beyond here. The way that this season has turned out, it's been a fun one. And there, the Devils Lake Firebirds fired up after a dramatic win. They have played in a lot of close games this year, and they get another one into the win column here tonight after that dramatic victory. And with that, we are going to send it down to Ross Sundin. He is with our First International Bank and Trust player of the game, Briar Exner. So Ross, whenever you're ready, you can take
we'll be
it
right
away.
here. Thank you, Titus. I'm here with Briar Exner, player of the game, First International Bank and Trust player of the game. Briar, 4 touchdowns tonight, 183 yards, 52 in the air. It's a big game. How'd it feel?
Feels great. It was a close game, and it feels great to get a close win on the road and clinch home field.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch, and you got a lot of Rams up in front of you making some holes for you tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't be any more thankful for them. I mean, they do it for me. I mean, without them, I'm nothing, and Marker keeps giving me the ball, so I can't complain about that.
Yeah, he's a luxury under the center for me.
Yes, he is.
Well, Briar, again, First National Bank and Trust player of the game, Briar Exner, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ross.
Oh, I want to.
Sure, you get a picture of him down there, and a great job by him and his teammates to get his team the win. We're going to take a timeout here as we continue on the Johnson and Sundin post-game show. We'll be back for more of your Johnson and Sundin post-game show after this quick 30-second timeout.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more. Located in Alexander, North Dakota. Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
Welcome back to Fridley Field as we wrap this one up from Watford City. Final score tonight, 43-36. Devils Lake in dramatic fashion getting the win over the Wolves. It was a senior night for Watford City, and they put together a great effort, but Devils Lake just a couple of plays better here this evening as they get the victory here tonight.
Well, you know, Devils Lake played.
And Ross, you can be on the camera right there. How about that?
Joe Buckton's right.
Get in here, Matt. You did a great job on camera tonight.
Devils Lake played a clean game in the second half, and it's what they needed to do, and they did it well. And bless Watford City, they played hard and they came back. They just fell a little short tonight.
Yeah, and I want to say a special thank you to the seniors of Watford City for not only giving the Wolves fans a great season tonight, but a really good career. They put a lot of effort into their football careers, and for them, they are going to have another playoff game now. They've got a playoff game to prepare for. Of course, Devils Lake will get to host a playoff game. Watford City will go on the road. Both of these teams will continue their season by at least one game, and looking to do more than that, but they'll have to earn it now as the playoffs are here in North Dakota.
You know, the challenges lay in front of them, and I really have to tip my hat to the seniors of Watford City High. You know, they have overcome a lot of adversity. They've led by example. I think they've done a good job in rehabilitating the program here. I wish them the best.
Yep, that is for sure. We want to remind you to join us tomorrow. We've got more football for you here on Game Day Media, as we'll have 2 9-man playoff games for you. So we hope to see you on YouTube after that. So that'll do it for our action here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1. My name is Titus Denberg on behalf of our great crew here tonight. So long, everybody.
Tonight's Game Day Media broadcast was brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, McKenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club, NCC, Dakota Country 96.1 FM.